going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay there. Touchdown, Dragons! We have a little bit of problem with our audio, but hopefully that's working now as we've got everything in sync, hopefully, and we're getting ready for football action. Taking a look at last week, some big games. The district, last week, our district went 1-4 last week. Not a good week for our district. That's not counting York, of course. With York, it's 2-4. Now, the other teams York faces over the season, they went 3-1 last week, and overall the teams were 4-5 that York the rest of the season coming on to last week. So last week was not a good week for teams that York's going to be facing over the season, but we'll see how the season goes. We still got a lot of season left, folks. This is just game 2 of a 10-game season, so we really can't see anything at this point. But, we had a chance to talk with the coach from Oakdale, or I should say from Coalfield. We go to Coach Keith, and we'll be back with him right after this.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Back here on the Progressive pregame show. As we said, it is Coach Keith Henry is the head coach of the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. Had a chance to talk with him and ask him what he knew about York. He had this to say about the Dragons. York.
I'll tell you what, York's very impressive. Watching film on them, and we got to see them a little bit at that jamboree, a couple weeks ago. And we played York in the past, and Derwin and staff do a great job from years ago. And they're really physical, and they went back to the wing tee and pushing downhill hard to the football and running downhill and at 3-stack on defense and bringing the house at you. Very, very physical football team, well coached.
Coach, take a look at your team. You're coming in the number 7 ranked team in the state this week. Take a look at your team's strengths and weaknesses.
Well, sometimes ratings can be overrated. It's early in the year, and we've just had one game, so I really don't know where we stand from that there at that point. But we base everything on spread offense, and we like to throw the football, and a lot of people call us a finesse team, I guess. It's hard for me because I've been around a long time, and I like seeing physical play, and we're going to get a mouthful of it tonight, so we better be ready to be physical on the other side.
Nothing like some old school smash mouth, is it?
No, there's not.
And that was Coach Keith Henry, whose boys are a finesse team. We said it was beauty versus the beast. York tonight with that smash mouth wing tee formation. Then you're going to see the spread when it comes to Coalfield, and Coalfield being led by quarterback Parker McKinney, who is signed with Eastern Kentucky University. So he is a Division I-er, and he is going to be playing tonight and a shot at getting his team their second win of the season, but he's got to go through a good York team. We'll see what York's defense can do against that spread offense of the Yellow Jackets. Their secondary is going to have a big night tonight if they're going to stay in this one. We're going to take another timeout, a final timeout from Progressive Savings Bank, and then we'll be back to take a look at starters on both sides. We'll also take a look at we'll have Dennis Weaver and the guys. Dennis Weaver tells how everybody did in the mid-state last week. Everybody's going to do this week. Well, he will tell how they're going to do this week, but he'll tell you who's going to play. So we got all that coming up here on the Progressive pregame show.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Reaching higher, building tomorrow.
Tennessee high school football season saw the much-anticipated return of high school football to cities, towns, and communities all across the volunteer state. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes and we'll look at the highlights for the teams in the Friday Night Thunder network area and contests statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 1 Rewind. In Region 3-6A, Warren County rolled past DeKalb County. Coffee County was spilled by Franklin County. Riverdale dumped East Nashville. Blackman drilled Hendersonville. Oakland trounced Independence. Siegel drained Stewart's Creek. And Cookeville blasted Upperman. In Region 5-6A, Smyrna won the rivalry battle with Laverne in comeback fashion. McGavock eased past Maplewood in overtime. Cane Ridge clawed past Marshall County. Overton lost the backyard brawl with Father Ryan. Antioch edged Station Camp. And Stewart's Creek was drained by Siegel. In Region 5-5A, Tullahoma stunned Shelbyville on Thursday night. On Friday, Page doubled up Fairview. Lincoln County lost to Lawrence County. Franklin County upset Coffee County. White County was blanked by Livingston Academy. Columbia mauled Hillwood. And Summit was topped by Spring Hill. In Region 4-4A, Fayetteville held off Nolensville. Marshall County was clipped by Cane Ridge. Lawrence County stunned Lincoln County. Maplewood was tamed by McGavock in overtime. Spring Hill topped Summit. And Tullahoma stunned Shelbyville on Thursday night. In Region 4-3A, Smith County ran past Macon County. Cannon County was shut out by Red Bowling Springs. York Institute shot down Cumberland County. Grundy County was bitten by East Hickman. Sequatchie County was shipwrecked at South Pittsburgh. And Upperman was dropped by county rival Cookeville. In Region 5-2A, Community was bit by Cornersville. Forest was shot down by BGA. Eagleville flew past Huntland. Columbia Academy doubled up Nashville Christian. Lewis County topped Scotts Hill. Summertown was edged by Hickman County. And Loretto dropped their season opener to Wayne County. In Region 5-1A, Franklin Grace was crucified at Mount Juliet Christian. Mount Pleasant dumped Monterey. Richland popped Perry County. Moore County soared Cascade. Fayetteville held off Nolensville. Huntland lost at home to Eagleville. And Cornersville tamed Community. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, Centennial rallied to beat Ravenwood, and Brentwood stopped Franklin in region games. In West Tennessee, Milan shut down Humboldt. MUS raced past Ridgeway, and Bolivar doubled up Adamsville. And in East Tennessee, Alcoa blew past Knoxville Grace on Thursday night. Kingston smoked Harriman, and Maryville rallied to overcome Knox Catholic. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 1 Rewind. You can see all the scores from our scoreboard available at our website at FridayNightThunder.com. This has been Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder.
And thank you, Dennis. Welcome back to York Instant. We're set for football action. We'll take a look at who's coming up this week. It's Grundy County's at Ezell Harding this week. And let's see, Smith County's at Gordonsville. That's the battle of the number 9 single A against the number 9 triple A schools. And it's also an in-county rivalry that has a lot riding on it. Oneida's going to host Gatlinburg-Pittman. Upperman is hosting DeKalb County. Wartburg hosts Harriman. Sequatchie hosts Marion County. Livingston hosts Cookeville. Cannon County hosts Jackson County. Cumberland County is hosting Powell. And the Pickett County Bobcats night at Zion Christian School. So that's the look at the games that's going on tonight around the area. Now here we've got York and we've got Coalfield. This one should be a good one as both teams come in undefeated, but it's early in the season. Both of them with powerful offenses, but completely different styles. We'll take a look at all that here in just a moment. But I want to thank our sponsors for our live broadcast. They are Fitras Farmers Co-op, First Volunteer Bank, Dairy Queen of Jamestown, Mike Cross, Fitras County Executive, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Hall's Family Pharmacy, also Jamestown Family Chiropractic, Condition Heating and Cooling, Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative, Medithrift Pharmacy, Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, Pizza Hut of Jamestown, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, and Casey Front. Friday Night Thunder coming up 10 o'clock tonight, brought to you by Plateau Pallets out on Highway 62. One of the guys, great guys out there, and we'll have that coming up a little bit later. We're getting ready for the opening coin toss now, as we'll see who wins that and what they decide to do. But we're almost ready for football action. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to a state representative, actions speak louder than words is Representative John Mark Wendell's motto. John Mark has been a majority floor leader, a member of the House Transportation, Agriculture, and Natural Resources Committees. Locally, he's been a leader in keeping state funding for York Institute, and if one of his constituents has a concern, then it's John Marks too. So when it comes to state representatives, I guess actions do speak louder than words.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Well, back here where York has won the toss, they have deferred to the second quarter just like they did last week. So Coalfield will get the ball first, and we'll get to see quarterback Parker McKinney coming up. Parker McKinney with that cannon of an arm, and he is a Western Kentucky signee. So we'll see how he does in his first outing against the York Dragons. We'll see how the Dragons can do. Last week the Dragons able to hold Crossville to only 30 yards, 30-plus yards on the entire ball game. They were only 11 yards in that first quarter, or first half. So York defense come out rocking last week behind big number 46, Josiah Headings, as Josiah was just playing like a man possessed in his first ever high school game. So, folks, this young man, that was his first ever game, and I think he had a couple of sacks and a couple of drops for losses in that first half. So this young man's ready for some football action. We'll see what he can do tonight against the number 7 team in Class Single A. That is the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. So the Yellow Jackets come in a smaller school, but a very good tradition, a very good football team. They have everybody back from last year. They went to, I think they said, to the third round. We were told they went state semifinalists last year, but no, they went to the third round. So you are going to be going left to right. If you're not used to what I'm talking about, you're not used to York Field. They're headed toward Jamestown, while the guys from Coalfield be heading toward Pine Haven. So they go right to left. It's going to be kicked off by Ethan Probst. Probst's going to kick it off, dropping back for the Yellow Jackets all the way back, number 10, and that is Michael Lowe, the wide receiver. So Lowe back deep. You've got in front of him Tyler Keithley, who is a running back, and number 34, that is Ashton Jones, another running back. So we're ready now to line them up, kick it off, and get it on. It's football time here on the mountain as York taking on Coalfield in this one. The Dragons versus the Yellow Jackets. This one should be a good one. Ethan Probst's going to kick it off to lead it off for York, and here we go. When the arm drops for the official, it and here we go, the whistle and the kick, and it's going to be a deep one. It's going to drive back Lowe all the way to the 3-yard line. Lowe's going to bring it on the run. Lowe takes it to the right side, is hit and dropped at about the 14-yard line. Good return defense by the Dragons. Good execution as they drop him down. It's going to be deep start for the Yellow Jackets, as you're going to have it or knock him down at the 14-yard line. So up will come Parker McKinney with in his backfield Drake McKillis and Logan Kelly at the wide receivers, Peyton McKinney, Michael Lowe, and Ashton Jones. His offensive tackles are Johnny Carroll and Jake Kilby. His offensive guards are Dylan Stewart and Daniel Johnson. His center will be Tyler Williams. So here we go as he drops back in the shotgun, and that's what we said. You won't see a lot of finesse. You'll see a lot of finesse from this team as they take it over the right side on the handoff. Good job by the Dragons to knock him down, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more than that. It looks like Cole Cooper come up to put the stick to him. And that's stopping now for a second and long. So second and long for the Yellow Jackets as we're just underway here at York Institute. Second and 11. That's something York did every first down last week against Cumberland County. They dropped them for a loss, and so York coming out hitting early. As the Yellow Jackets come up, McKinney will split out 3-2 to his right, 2 to his left. in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, drops, looks, throws it downfield. He's got a man out there. There is Lowe with the catch right at the 41-yard line, right in front of the Dragon defense as Rexrup was there to knock him down, but not before he gets a big gainer on that one. It's first and 10 Yellow Jackets at the 42-yard line. Yellow Jackets good job blocking out, and they will keep York from the big rush on him. McKinney had all day to throw that one as he took out there and packed that one as he's sitting there, nobody even close to him. And now they're going to split 4 out wide again. Finesse team. There's going to be a lot of smash mouth for the Yellow Jackets as McKinney drops back. He's going to throw out this time. Got a man over to the left side, and that's going to be number 10, and he's going to be drugged down by the Dragons, number 17, A.J. Johnson, and that is Lowe with the reception, and Lowe picks up 7 to make it a 2nd and about 3 for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 3. 2nd and about 3. They got to get just over into Dragon territory for the first down. Folks, if you're just tuned in, York coming out, seeing the shotgun spread style of the Yellow Jackets as McKinney whack under center, or not under center. We're going to drop back into the shotgun, waiting on the snap. Gets the snap. This time he's going to throw the quick out to number 20, going to be incomplete as he tried to drop that one off to Drake Miklas. And Miklas, no way of getting that one as it hit him about the ankles, and that's going to be 3rd down and about 3 now for the Yellow Jackets. 3rd down and 3. And 3rd down and 3 now for the Yellow Jackets as we have Yellow Jackets bringing in number 21, or McKinney going over, I should say, getting the play from the sideline. And we got a penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Didn't see the penalty. We'll see what the call is, but it backs them. It's going to make it 2nd and 8 now. And so 2nd and 8 for the Yellow Jackets, and that's the first penalty of the night as McKinney back in the shotgun. McKinney looking. Gets the snap. This time he's going to quick out over to the right side, and this time got a block, and the runner is going to go down the sideline. He's going to be close to a first down. Now, that looked like a block in the back right in front of us. I'm not sure the official was right there, though. He didn't call it, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. He picks up 10 and gets the first down. Yellow Jackets moving the ball up the field. They've only ran it once. They're throwing it almost exclusively in this one. So we'll see what they do as they continue this one. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the York 47-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets moved it down the field. The spread offense, they're relying on the arm of Parker McKinney, and he is delivering right now. This young man, a Western Kentucky signee, will step back into the shotgun. Got 3 to the left, 2 to the right. This time he's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. Go up the middle. He's got some running room. He breaks the tackle. Still on his feet all the way down to the 32-yard line. Big carry by Parker McKinney, and he's going to have another first down for the Yellow Jackets. And that's something the guys from WECO that covers the Yellow Jackets said this guy has got some great moves. And that time he moved through cut through the York line, easily getting the first down at the 33-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets as they continue to march down the field. Yellow Jackets, like I said, they're just a throw team. They like to throw the football, and that's what they're going to do, and they're doing it very well right now. As backup will come the Yellow Jackets, McKinney in the snap. Well, this time fakes it to the right. Now he's looking deep. Now he's going to be flushed. He's going to throw it out. Got a man wide open down about the 20-yard line. He'll get down to the 18, and that is number 10 on the reception, Michael Lowe. And Michael Lowe's having a good first half for the Yellow Jackets as he picks up the first down. And Lowe now with the first down. Once again, having just a little bit of problem with our line here. We're going to switch that here on the first break we get. We're going to switch our line and make sure that we've got a better line. And for some reason, this one not giving us good connection, and we're having a little bit of cutting in and out. I apologize for that, folks. We'll try to fix that on the first break we have. Now back in motion will go Miklas, and this time they're going to hand it off to number 1 over the right side. This first time they lined him up in the backfield. He rolls up to the 15 before he's dropped there by the Dragons' number 11, Landrick Lefew. Lefew with the stop. And that's going to bring up a second and about 5. He picks up a nickel's worth, and he's halfway to the first down marker. So 2nd and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. And right now, the Yellow Jackets are just marching down the field as they have been able to move the football pretty much at will here in this first half, or in this first quarter. We've got 8:21 left to go in the quarter, and the Yellow Jackets are taking their time moving it down the field. This time they line somebody up in the backfield. Number 1, he's going to go to the right side. He runs into a Dragon, and is stopped right there. They tried to strip the ball, but not before he's down. That's Rexroad on the stop. Good job by Heath to bring him down. And that's going to make it a 3rd down, and I think very short. No, it's going to be enough for the first down. They say he got just enough, so he got just past the first down marker. So 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets, and that is inside the 9-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets. As the Yellow Jackets have it 1st and goal, it will be upcoming Parker, and this time they got the man in the backfield. That is Keithley, as they've been running Keithley out of the backfield. This time Parker going to fake the pitch. He's going to keep it himself. Gets up to about the 5 before he is jerked down unceremoniously as the Dragons ring him out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and goal now for the Yellow Jackets. Good defense by the Dragons. Couldn't see from my angle who it was on the stop, but a good job by the Dragons to slow him down and keep him from getting into the end zone. We've got 7:28 left to go here in the first quarter, and so far the Yellow Jackets have just been moving it methodically down the field. They did not start running the ball until late in this first quarter, or this first drive. They've been able to just throw the ball early, and now they've been running the ball the last few times. As McKinney comes up again, McKinney got one-man backfield, Heatley, and they hand it off up the fullback, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He ain't going nowhere as York jams him up at the 4-yard line, maybe got a yard leaning forward, but a good defensive stand by the Dragons on that one as they're able to stop him right at the 4-yard line. Handed off the big fullback up the middle, but he was unable to go anywhere on that one. So now that's going to bring it up to a 3rd and goal from about the 4-yard line. York trying to stop these Yellow Jackets from getting on the scoreboard early. We've got 7:03 left to go here in this quarter. And the Yellow Jackets with a 3rd and goal from the 4. McKinney under center this time. Takes the snap, hands it off to number 1. He's knocked down the backfield. Good job by Cole Cooper. Cole Cooper shot the gap and dropped him behind the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 4th down now, as that was just good D by Cole Cooper. He read that one all the way. Knocked down Keithley before he ever got started. And the Dragons now have made it a 4th and goal from about the 11-yard line. So now's when you got to watch out for Parker McKinney, because McKinney likes to throw the ball, but he also likes to run too. So you just got to get a control rush on him and keep him in that pocket and make him try to throw for the touchdown here. 4th and goal from the 11, and under center will go McKinney as he's got a man in. Takes the snap. Fakes handoff, drops, rolls. He's rolling out. He's going to throw it across the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. York turns it over on downs. Good job by the Dragons. They'll get it 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line as York with the big stop there. And York with 5:55 left to go in this quarter will get the ball, make that right about the 5-yard line. So York able to get it at the 5-yard line, but more importantly, they were able to shut down that potent offense of the Yellow Jackets. And now York's got a long way to go, but they've got the football, and that's what matters. York will come up in the big wing tee, as you'll see Lefevue under center. You got Cole Cooper at the fullback position, Ethan Probst and A.J. Johnson, the wingbacks. As it will be handed out this time to Probst, and Probst is going to be racked up and hammered. Boy, he was hit, and Probst was hit by a load. A couple of big Yellow Jackets able to knock him down. Going to knock him down for about a half-a-yard loss, it looks like, as it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 deep in the Yellow Jacket territory. In will come the Dragons' number 18 into the game. That is Trevor Threet. Threet going to come in. Threet going to come in. 2nd down and 11 now for the Dragons. 5:22 left to go here in quarter number 1. York able to stop the Yellow Jackets as they drove down the field, but now are deep in their own territory. This time we're handing off Rexroad over the left side. Rexroad tries to cut back inside. He's going to be stopped. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage and didn't get much, though, as good defense by the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets are sealing up those holes quickly, and they're able to chop him down. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, and still, he'd say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so he's still a 3rd and 11 deep in Yellow Jacket territory, and this is a dangerous situation for the Dragons as they've got to get out of this deep hole. They don't want to punt from their own end zone, as they'll split out one to the right, and they got that double wing back field. Now they're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to roll out. It's going to be Lefevue going to keep it himself. Lefevue goes over the left side, spins, gets enough for the first down. He gets a dozen and make that 13 yards, and he picks up enough for the first down, and the Dragons get out of deep territory. Good job by Lefevue. He had nowhere to throw the ball, so he tuck and run. He took it to the weak side, and the Yellow Jackets overcompensated to the strong side, and when they did, they were unable to catch up with him. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons, and gets them out of a deep hole, but they do have a rag on the field. And we'll see what the call is. I do see there's a penalty on the field. And there's going to be a hold against York, so bring it all back, and now that'll put them about half the distance to the goal line, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 13 for the Dragons, 13 and a half. As York caught with a hole, and that was something hurt York last week. They got a lot of penalties last week, and they were hoping to cut that down this week. But they pick up their first one of the night now, and York deep in their own territory. Going to have to do something to get out of this spot here. Yellow Jackets defense really able to shut them down. Big number 59 just been all over the place. That is Jake Kilby. Kilby able to shut down that line, and now we'll what the Yellow Jackets do when York comes up. They got a man in motion. They're going to take it, looking for somebody to throw it out there. They're going to try to get out to Probst, and it's too high for Probst, as Lefevue had to try to loft it over a couple of defensive players, and Probst couldn't hang on. So it's going to be 4th down and 11 now for the Dragons, all the way back at their 4-yard line. So Probst's going to have to get a good punt out here. He's got to get a big one here, and Probst's got a good leg, folks. So we'll see what he does here, as he's going to be back in his own end zone. York and Coalfield, we got 4:18 left to go here in the first quarter, a scoreless first quarter, as Probst getting back to boot this one away, and he's going to boot it, and that's going to be a good one. It's going to hit about the 40, take a great big hop, going to be taken at the 49 by Lowe, and Lowe's going to be hit and stopped right there. That's going to be it for Lowe, as coming up making the hit is A.J. Johnson, and good job by the Dragons, or make that number 16, I should say, Thomas Miller. So Miller stops him, and that's going to give the Yellow Jackets, though, the short field. Great field position. They're going to start 1st and 10 on York's 46-yard line. The Probst with a pretty good punt, a 46, actually about a 50-yarder, and they got back about 4 of them on the return. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. 4:07 left to go here in this first quarter. And it will be coming up Parker McKinney. McKinney going to bring up his squad again. McKinney will get back in the shotgun. They'll go back to the way they started the ball game. They started in the spread offense in the shotgun, and now we're going to have a timeout on the field. With the timeout on the field, we'll take one here. It's still scoreless with 4:07 left to go in the first.
Wake up to the $3 breakfast from DQ. We're serving up morning classics with a DQ twist, including the $3 chicken and gravy breakfast burrito with a chicken strip, egg, cheese, and pepper gravy. Or try the $3 biscuit sandwich made with a sizzling sausage patty. And of course, there's our $3 biscuits and gravy meal, all served with golden hash browns and a small coffee or drink, all for just $3. So rise and shine and head into your DQ for the $3 breakfast.
Well, the Yellow Jackets took the first time out of the night, as they want to get their offense straight, as neither team on the scoreboard yet. Good defensive stand by the Dragons deep in their own territory, but their offense sputtered and gave it right back to the Yellow Jackets, who's got it 1st and 10 at the York 46-yard line. So a very short field for the Yellow Jackets as we get set for action to get up back underway. We do have 4 minutes and 7 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. Don't forget, coming up later, we got Friday Night Thunder here on Great American Country, WDB. We will have Dennis and the guys. We'll talk with them and see how everything's going across the mid-state area. We'll have all that coming up at 10 o'clock tonight, 10 to 11, brought to you by Plateau Pallets on Highway 62 East. Right now, though, Parker McKinney brings up his squad with a 1st and 10 at the 46 of York. Gets the snap. He's looking. He's throwing. Wide open over there is number 7 on the reception. That's Peyton McKinney, and Peyton was wide open. You thought everybody would have owed him money the way he was that open, as he missed about a 13-yard reception. It's 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. Parker McKinney to Wyatt McKinney, or make that Peyton McKinney, and Peyton, like I said, was wide open over there as he gets the easy first down and more. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets look really good when they're spread offense and they are just throwing the football around. They a little bit of struggle when they get in there and get under center, though, and go with the backfield. Now they've got the snap. They're going to hand it off to the back man. That's number 33. He's going to go just straight ahead. Hard running by Logan Kelly as he just lowers his shoulder and bangs his way up for about 8, it looks like. Going to make it 2nd and real short for the Yellow Jackets. They give him 9, so give him 9, and he is at the York 24-yard line right now. 24, 1st and 10 for the, or 2nd and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. I should say 2nd and 1. As under the gun now, we've got the Yellow Jackets taking over the right side this time and pushing hard again. Number 33, Logan Kelly, gets the easy first down. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. And once again, the Yellow Jackets deep in Dragon territory as they sit right now at the 16-yard line. 16-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. And Yellow Jackets will come up, and they will have it 1st and 10 from that position. Yellow Jackets trying to get on the scoreboard before the end of the first quarter. We got 3 minutes left to go in it exactly. As back up will come McKinney. McKinney in the shotgun. McKinney takes snap, fakes the handoff, throws it over the top, wide open into the end zone for a touchdown. Yellow Jackets by number 20 on the reception. Drake Miklas, he got behind the defense, gets an easy score, and the Yellow Jackets are on the scoreboard and will go for the extra point. So that with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go, a 14-yard strike by McKinney to let's see, that was McKinney to number 20, Miklas. And now it's a 6-0 Coalfield lead. The extra point by number 8 is up. It is good, and with exactly 2:50 left to go here in the first quarter, it's now a 7-0 Coalfield lead.
Hey y'all, is your old ride the pits? Let's roast that beast. Sharice here from Casey's Frontier Chevrolet. I need cars to save my bacon. You could get up to $5,000 more than your old ride is worth. Worried your credit won't make the cut? My For the People credit approval process kicks Boston butt. But hurry, this deal's done when the smoke clears. Visit Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, just 12 miles north of Cookeville on Highway 111, or see all the cars at kcchevy.com, the dealership in the cow pasture.
Well, back here where Coalfield draws first blood, it's a 7-0 lead with 2:50 left to go in the first quarter. As York will get the football for the second time. They got the first one deep in their own territory when Coalfield sputtered on their first drive. But Coalfield did not sputter on this drive, and you've seen the touch ability of Parker McKinney as he just kind of laid that one over the defense to a wide open Miklas, who got the easy touchdown. The extra point was good. And quickly now it's a 7-0 Yellow Jacket lead. York will get the football back for the second time. Kicking it off will be number 8 for the Yellow Jackets. That's White Withrow. Withrow will kick it off. Back deep for York is A.J. Johnson. And let's see, I believe that's Cooper back deep. And it's going to be over to the left side, and Rexroth's going to take it about the 27. They're going to reverse it, though, to Thomas Cooper. Cooper trying to go all the way across field, comes up with it and spins and gets up to about the 34-yard line. So a whole lot of running, but he only got about 5 yards on the return. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the for the Dragons, I should say. Dragons with their second possession. We'll see what they do with it. First one wasn't pretty, as York actually got one first down, but it was called back on a penalty, and York struggled getting anything going in that first one. And this Yellow Jacket lineup, folks, their line across the middle, when you see this on video on Sunday, their line across the middle is huge. I should say huge. anyway, it's going to be coming up now. Lefty's got a man in motion. That is Probst. Probst on the right side, cuts him back in the middle. Probst's going to carry a couple of players, gets about 7 on the carry. And Probst, that's why we call him the Beast. He ran through and over a couple of players, and he picks up 7 yards, making it 2nd and short. Ethan Probst, he's kind of the man-child now. He's just the Beast, folks, as he is part of this double-wing formation. As coming in now will be number 18. And that is for the Dragons. Number 18 is, see if I can see that, Trevor Threet. I'm going to have to turn a light on here. I can't see anything. As now with the ball will coming up under center will be Lefty. Lefty's going to fake it. Goes up the middle with Cooper, and I believe that one going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Cooper, they read that one right at the line of scrimmage. Down in there with number 78, Josh Goldblatt, as Goldblatt just laid flat and tripped him up right there. So now it's going to be for York, and will come Cooper once again. Or Miller, I should say, I believe. Miller, number 16, comes in. Yeah, Thomas Miller comes in. Out will come Ethan Probst. It's 3rd and short for York. York has yet to get a first down. They had one, but it was called back due to a penalty. So now up will come Lefty hard counting, trying to get Coalfield jump. They didn't do it, and now we're going to have timeout called by York. 1:17 left to go here in quarter number 1. It's a 7-0 Coalfield lead.
It's time to get out and support our local teams. Hall Family Pharmacy has all the gear you need to cheer on your favorite team. Our Jamestown store has the purple and yellow for York, and our Clark Range store is stocked up with the blue and gold for Clark Range. Oh yeah, there's plenty of orange from Volunteer Traditions and Give Her 6 at both locations to cheer on the Vols. We are proud of our sports families at each school. It's fun and healthy to take pride in our state and our community, and we have all the equipment you need to look good and have a good time. Hall Family Pharmacy. Our family, your health.
With the hot days of summer well on the way, sky-high utility bills are sure to follow. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today for your precision tune-up and professional cleaning to help you save energy and dollars. Ready to replace? No problem. We've got you covered with no credit required financing options and hassle-free monthly payments on top of the line Carrier heating and cooling equipment. Carrier, turn to the experts. Beat the heat today. Call Condition Heating and Cooling at 879-5909.
Condition Heating and Cooling.
And back here with York with the handoff. Now they take it over to the left side and banging straight ahead. Almost the first down. We'll see he's very, very close. And I believe that was Probst on the carry, and he's going to be very close to a first down. He does get it. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jacket, or for the Dragons. I don't know who shut my light off, but I'm going to turn it back on because I can't see. As we get set now for York to have it 1st and 10, first down by the Dragons. As York comes up, it'll be taking the snap. He is Lefty. Lefty going to hand it off to the right side to Probst. Probst breaks one tackle, still on his feet. He's up to the 40, gets past another, and gets all the way down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 Dragons, and there's the Beast at his best as he runs through and past the other defenders and able to get that first down and more. Gets all the way up to the 32-yard line, and York now starting to move the ball with that power formation that they like to run. That's what Coach Keith Henry said before the game about Coach Derwin Wright's boys. They are a smash mouth, right at you football team, and that's what they're doing right now. They're just running down the throat of the Yellow Jackets. As Lefty will come up now, he's got Cooper in the backfield. Under center goes Lefty. Lefty's going to give to Cole Cooper, the second man through. Cole breaks one tackle, breaks the other, bounces to the outside, still on his feet. Cole's going to keep fighting, get all the way up inside the 20-yard line for another first down for the Dragons. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Yellow Jacket 19-yard line. So good job by the Dragons as they're moving the football now, and that's what York has to do. They have to keep it on the ground and move this football as they now have it. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Yellow Jackets. Folks, if you just tuned in, the scoring on this one, the Yellow Jackets got on the scoreboard first at the 2-minute and 50-second mark. Well, we're down to 15 seconds here in the first quarter, and York's got a 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Yellow Jackets, as it will be Lefty, I don't know if he'll get this one off. He should get this one off before the clock, and now they're going to make it hand it off up the middle, and they lose the football. York fumbles it, and it's going to be the Yellow Jackets picking it up at the 10-yard line. York on the carry. They turn it over, and that's going to get back to the Yellow Jackets as time runs out here in quarter number 1. It's Coalfield now with a lead of 7-0.
Speed limit 55. Right turn only. Exit here. With some signs, it's clear what you're supposed to do. But heart attack warning signs aren't always this obvious. They can feel like arm pain, nausea, dizziness, shortness of breath, fatigue. If you experience the warning signs, call 911 and know that at Tenova Healthcare, we're here to help when you need us.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over. It's First Volunteer for you.
Well, the York Dragons turn it over. They had moved the football. Didn't get who had the turnover. I missed that, as I'm not sure who turned it over on that, but York with the turnover at the 10-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets take over, leading 7-0 to start quarter number 2. If you just tuned in, the Yellow Jackets moved it down the field. York able to stop them at the 4-yard line and then took the ball back, was able to move it. They punted, and the Yellow Jackets took it and scored on that possession. And then York took it back and moved it down the field, but right now been stopped as they fumbled the ball away. And that was something Coach Derwin Wright said was huge for York. They had to protect the football, and they have not here in this one so far as they turned it over there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets at the York 10-yard line. So big break for Coalfield as York looked to be on the move, was moving the ball pretty effectively. They're working their way now. It'll be Coalfield back in. McKinney trying to get away from the rush. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. He's going to chuck one downfield. York's got a man back there, and that one's going to be incomplete as he overthrew the receiver, and the receiver thought maybe there should be a flag. And had number 7, I believe it's Peyton McKinney, had he kept running, he would have called that one in stride, but he stopped. I don't know what he's doing. He was out there. Looked like he was watching the ball for a few minutes, and he had stopped, and it went about 10 yards over his head. Had he kept running, he would have pretty much called that one in stride, but I'm not sure what he was doing. He ran downfield and just stopped. And running into him was the Dragon defender, but he was watching the ball all the way, so no call on that, and it was one that he couldn't catch after he'd stopped. If he'd have kept running, though, it would have been pretty good-looking pass, as now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets deep in Dragon territory. They're going to hand it off to their fullback, and he gets through the first line, still on his feet, still running, and he's going to be drugged down short of the first down at about, looks like the 17, 18-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Yellow Jackets. Or actually not 3rd and long, 3rd and short, as they should have about a 3rd and maybe 2 to 3 yard for the first down. A good hard running by the backfield of the Yellow Jackets. Couldn't see which number, but I'm assuming it was Keithley. Keithley's the one they've been lined up deep in the backfield. So we'll see, as Keithley has been the bulk of the running for the Yellow Jackets. As McKinney brings his squad up. This time he's got back deep. Looks like number 5, Seth Lowe, maybe in the deep back there. 3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. They'll take the snap. They're rolling out. They're going to throw it out quickly, and there's number 10. He breaks a tackle, gets away from the Dragons. He's headed upfield. He's over the 50, down the 40, all the way to the 37-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds by the Dragons. At that time, he just caught the ball over here on the right side, able to juke the first defender, and once he did that, he had some running room, and York, luckily, they had a backfield that could catch up with him, and Rexroth runs him out at the 37-yard line of York, but that's a big play. That is picked up about, let's see, 10, 20, 30, about 30, 40 yards, right about a 40-yard play on that one. So a great play by the Yellow Jackets, and they're in business now as they're at the York 40 or 37-yard line. York need a stop here as McKinney back in the shotgun. Got a man in motion. And he takes it down. There should have been a movement. The backfield that time moved for the Yellow Jackets. The fullback back there, he actually got a little bit of a head start on that one. So let's back him up a nickel and start it again. You can see the running back, Keithley, that time got a little antsy and took off before the snap. So now it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Yellow Jackets. 10:38 left to go. 10:38 left to go here in the first quarter, or first half, I should say, headed toward halftime. Coalfield on top 7-0. McKinney in the shotgun. McKinney takes the snap, hands it off to number 33, straight ahead. He is met by Josiah Heading, and he spins away from Heading, but he gets leveled by Lefevue, so Josiah holds him up, and Lefevue lays him out, as that was Logan Kelly on the carry. Good defense by the young Dragon, as that was a great play by Headings. Headings able to make some big plays last week, and there's a big one this time. Going to make it a 2nd and a loss of about 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 18 for the Yellow Jackets, as they're going to get all the way down to the 27 of York. They'll come up now. They've got Parker Kinney backfield. McKinney waiting on the snap. McKinney gets the snap. This time he's rolling out, and he's going to look downfield, throws. He's got a man out there wide open. Is number 20. 20 breaks a couple of tackles, gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. Good reception by Drake Miklas, as Miklas went out, set up in the middle of the field, wide open. They got him the ball, and he was able to just turn up and run upfield. And nobody there to get him until they get him down at the 15-yard line. And now the Yellow Jackets back in business as they are deep in Dragon territory again in the red zone. They've been in there 2 times, scored once. And they're back in there again now as Parker McKinney brings his squad up, leading 7-0. We've got 9:33 left to go here in the first half of play. They're going to hand it off this time over left side. Number 34 tries to bounce outside. Gets away from the first string and then able to be knocked out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. That is Logan Kelly on the carry. Kelly and Keithley doing most of the running for the Yellow Jackets. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. And they're talking it over. And York's hoping it's against the Yellow Jackets. If not, that'll be a tough one against York, as the official coming over to make the signal now. That could be in the area of a block in the back, but okay. Okay, that's an offsetting penalty. Okay, I'm not sure what the official called. That one was an unsportsmanlike conduct against York. And that's going to be 1st and goal now, as that's going to give half the distance to the goal line. And now it's going to be 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. And there's a second penalty and a turnover already for York in his first half, something they cannot have against a team like Coalfield. As the Yellow Jackets now, Parker McKinney back in the shotgun. McKinney takes the snap. He's going to roll it to his right. He's looking to get in, but he's going to be chased. He bounces outside. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. And I don't think he got in. They're going to mark him right at about the 2-yard line, it looks like. Good job of the Dragons' corner over here to knock him out of bounds. As running him out of bounds for the Dragons was Threed. Threed able to knock him out of bounds. So that's going to make it a 2nd and goal for the Yellow Jackets, this time at the 3-yard line. So we did a whole lot of running, but not a lot of yardage for it. Got a couple of yards out of it. That'll make it 2nd and goal now for the Yellow Jackets. And they love to pound it up the middle here with big number 34, Logan Kelly. They'll take the snap. Logan Kelly with a handoff. He dives. Did he get there? No signal, no signal. But the ball may be loose. And they call it a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. York says they've got the football. And waiting on a call here. Still waiting on a call. The Yellow Jackets say touchdown. York says they've got the football. And the official's still talking it over. Now they're going to say touchdown Yellow Jackets. So they fumbled the football. They say he broke the plane first, so touchdown Yellow Jackets. It's a 13-0 now Yellow Jacket lead. One official threw down the marker saying that it was a fumble, and York thought they had picked up the fumble. So these guys are more confused than Lindsay Lohan on a Friday night. As we're still waiting on the call. And they said it was a touchdown. The head official said touchdown, but they're still talking it over. So I guess discussion. And we'll see what they finally decide here. And let's see. I'm not sure what they said. It was the head official said a touchdown. Now he's going over toward, instead of coming over and signaling toward the press box where we can see him, he's going over toward the crowd and making the official thing. And York's got the football. It's a turnover. They call it a fumble, so York gets the football, and Coalfield is stopped at the 1-yard line. And, folks, that one was very confusing. The head umpire or head official come over and signal touchdown. Then he walks back. They talk a while. They discuss it a little bit. And York gets the football at the 20-yard line as they get in the end zone. York recovers the fumble. It's going to be a touchback for York, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons at the wipe off that 6, and it's a 7-0 ball game. Well, this is more confusing than Pat Haggard right now as York finally getting the football back, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. 8:31 left to go here in the first half. Up will come the Dragons. They've got a man in motion. They'll give it over to the left side. Bouncing back inside is Rexroad. Still fighting. Gets about 3 before he's dropped. Good hard running by Heath Rexroad, but not a lot to show for it as a lot of Yellow Jackets swarm to bring him down. Into the ball game now for the Dragons is Trevor Threet. Threet going to check in, and out will come Lathan Drake. 2nd and 7. They give him 3 on the carry, so 2nd and 7 for the Dragons. We've got just under 8 minutes left to go here in the first half. A 7-0 Coalfield lead. Both teams with a turnover. And both deep in the other team's territory. This time they're going to hand it up the middle to Cooper, and Cooper fights straight ahead, and he's going to get maybe a yard, maybe 2. I'm not sure. He got stopped and drove back. And, well, he's giving him a couple of yards, so it's going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Dragons as they try to keep this drive alive as they get the big turnover down on the goal line. The Yellow Jackets fumbled it into the end zone, and York come up with it. After one official said touchdown, another one said no, and then the head official said touchdown, then he said no, and he said she said. I'm not sure what happened after that. But anyway, coming up now, it's going to be handed out this time to Probst, and Probst is upended. Good defense by the Yellow Jackets. They upended Probst right at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 3 for the Dragons, and it's usually punting time for York now. Deep in their own territory, only trailing by 7, though. York has given up a lot of yards, but very few points, and you can give up yards as long as you don't give up those points. That's what York's done at this point. We'll see what they do right here. They are going to step back, and they're going to show I think they're going to go for it. And we're going to have a timeout called by York. Timeout on the field with 6:34 left to go in the first. It's a 7-0 first half, 7-0 Yellow Jackets.
When it comes to a state representative, actions speak louder than words is Representative John Mark Wendell's motto. John Mark has been a majority floor leader, a member of the House Transportation, Agriculture, and Natural Resources Committees. Locally, he's been a leader in keeping state funding for York Institute, and if one of his constituents has a concern, then it's John Mark's too. So when it comes to state representatives, I guess actions do speak louder than words.
Nothing's more fun than enjoying a summer day watching baseball. From the kids in our Little League programs to our local high school and area college teams, show your support. Go to a game and cheer for your team. The whole community benefits. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, you're going to punt it away now after the timeout. Probst will step back there. Or I should say Ethan, not Caleb. But Ethan would not appreciate me calling him his brother's name. We've got Ethan back there to kick it away. Ethan going to be sitting about the 17-yard line, and something happened before the play. I'm not sure what the official stopped. Now we got a flag on the play. And we got a false start by York. So York, a false start, that'll push them back even further. And this is one of the few officials I've ever seen that doesn't come toward the press box to give the signals. He makes his signals toward the crowd, and sometimes you can't see him because he's short and stubby, and that's facts of life, brother. As now it's going to be kicking away. Probst back all the way to the 10. He'll get the snap, gets the kick off, and he booms one. This one's going to be a boomer all the way. Hits the ball on the 40 and just going to roll all the way down to the 28-yard line. And Coach Henry not going to be happy with his back guy on that one because if he'd dropped back a couple of steps, he could have called that one and had a little bit of room. Instead, they're pinned all the way back to the 27-yard line, or 28-yard line, they say. They're going to mark it down to the 28. And it'll be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. Almost a 50-yard punt on that one as York with a big kick. Ethan Probst, we talked to Coach Derwin Ryan. He said that Probst could be a college punter, he thought. So with the punts like that, you probably can. You won't have to, with no return on it. That's some good net for the Dragons. As it will be the Yellow Jackets to come up now. They got Parker McKinney at quarterback. McKinney's had a good first half, but only 7 points to show for it. McKinney looking for the snap, takes the snap, drops, looks, rushed by the Dragons. Now he's going to take and go himself. He's got plenty of room. He's got the first down and more, and he is whacked from behind by the Dragons. Good job there by the Dragons, number 77, to come back up and make the hit. And for the Dragons, that was Thomas Cooper coming up from behind and putting a stick to McKinney, but it's still enough for a first down as he gets all the way up to the 45-yard line. McKinney's having a great first half, folks. He's throwing it all over the field. Going to have some problems. We do know our stat team having some trouble with their computers, so we may not have any halftime stats, but we'll update the scoring and stuff at half. Right now, though, McKinney in the shotgun. Got one man in the backfield. He's going to hand to the back guy. That is Logan Kelly. And Kelly going to be stopped after about a yard gain. And we're going to have a flag. And it's probably going to be a face mask, judging from where they threw it at. They threw it right where the pile was. And that's usually a face mask if anything. We'll see. Josiah Heading's in on the stop on that one. And no, they're going to say it's against the Yellow Jackets. So we'll see what they call, as they will back them up. And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty, so it's going to be a hold against the Yellow Jackets. So now it's going to be 1st and 20 for McKinney. That kind of poetic, wasn't it? And McKinney going to come up with a 1st and 20. So he's got a long way to go for the first down. We're at the 5:50 mark here in quarter number 2. We're headed toward halftime. And right now it's a 7-0 Yellow Jacket lead. Both teams have had fumbles deep in the other's territories, or this could have been a different game. And now on the snap, McKinney, he's looking for somebody. He's going to throw one out. He's got a man out there, and that's going to be just out of the reach of number 10, Lowe, as Lowe had a step. But right there with him was the Dragons' number 17, Austin Johnson. Johnson was right there with him, and that was a good throw, but Lowe just could not come up with it. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 20 now for the Yellow Jackets. As the Yellow Jackets trying to get out of a deep down situation here. They got to get all the way to York's 45-yard line. They're sitting at their own 35. So they need 20 to get to the first down marker. Going to be 2nd and long as McKinney. Quick snap, throws it downfield. Got a man right there for the first down as there is number 20. He'll get all the way to the 29-yard line before they bring him down. And Drake Miklas has just been open all night. Drake Miklas hasn't had anybody around him. You would have thought he forgot to use any deodorant this morning or something, the way he's wide open. Anyway, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40 for the Yellow Jackets as they're marching down the field once again. And there was a 2nd down and 20, and they got 23. So that's a good-looking throw from McKinney, and that shows you why he's a big-time college prospect, and he is going to be going to what we understand Eastern Kentucky next year. He takes a snap this time. York trying to get a rush on. They're setting up the screen. And, a good catch there by number 1. But he's got to cut back inside, and he's going to pay for it as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he did a whole lot of running for a whole lot of nothing as Keithley that time bobbled the ball, batted around the air. Probably would have been better off just to knocked it to the ground because he only got back to the line of scrimmage, and he took a shot on top of that. So now it's going to be 4:50 left to go here in quarter number 2. We're headed toward halftime. And it's 2nd down and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. York trying to shut them down here. Trying to go in halftime, trying to get the ball back and maybe getting a drive before halftime. In the shotgun goes McKinney. McKinney fakes the snap. He's going to take off himself. He's got some running room, got the 1st down and more. He is hit by Rexroad right at the 25-yard line. Good job by Rexroad to come up and stop him, but not before McKinney picked up about 17 on the carry. Going to make it 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets at the 25. You're trying to stop the Yellow Jackets. They don't want to fall behind more than a score heading into the second half. It's 4:22 left to go here in this half. Coming in now for York, number 42, that is Daedric Phillips. Daedric going to check into the ball game as Cole Cooper comes out. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets at York's 25-yard line. And back in the shotgun goes McKinney. McKinney gets the snap. And McKinney looking. Now he's going to roll. He's going to look. Now he's getting a big rush, and he's just going to dump that one as right in his face was the Dragons' number 22. I believe that's Johan West on the rush on that one. Rush finally got in there, West did, and made him throw the football, and he has had to dump that one. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 27. And that was heads-up play by McKinney as well, as he seen that the York's rush was coming. He just dumped that one into a place nobody was at. So now it's going to be for the Yellow Jackets 2nd and 10. As in the shotgun goes McKinney. McKinney takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Hit this time. Good job by the Dragons. He got about 2 yards on the carry, and a great play by York's Cole Cooper to come up and shoot the gap there and knock him down. Cole mined that one right underneath him and knocked him off his feet. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 now for the Yellow Jackets. Big play here for York. They'd like to get a stop and get the football back. Maybe have a little time on the clock to move down the field. We'll see, though, as the Yellow Jackets trying to punch it in and take a 2-score lead to go in at the half. Both teams deep in their own territory have fumbled the football, so this is one of those situations where they need something big. York needs to get a stop here and able to, if they can get a stop, it'd be a great one for the Dragons. You're a 3rd down and 8. Snap back to McKinney. McKinney looking. Big rush. McKinney still looking. He's going to throw it out. Got a man wide open over here on the right side. Makes a move. Spins and goes down the 6-yard line. Good catch there by number 7, Peyton McKinney. As McKinney come out here, just made the catch, spun and got a couple of extra yards, and now it's 1st and goal, Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets with 1st and goal at York's 6-yard line. Both these teams able to move the football, and just not been a lot of production as far as the scoreboard for either team. Both have fumbled deep in the other's territory, and right now the Yellow Jackets back deep in York territory with a 1st and 10 or 1st and goal, I should say, from the 6. They got Keithley in the backfield with the quarterback McKinney. Got a man in motion, and now they're going to take the snap, and McKinney going to keep it himself. He's trying to bounce outside, still trying to get outside, headed for that end zone. He's in there for a Yellow Jacket touchdown. A 6-yard run, and McKinney now with a 6-yard run makes it a 13-0 ball game. And that is at the 2:29 of this quarter, so York now trails by a pair of touchdowns. As back to kick it will be number 8, White Withrow. Withrow going to kick it. Withrow going to kick the extra point, and it's a 13-0 ball game right now. And Withrow makes it a 14-0 ball game. We've got 2:29 left to go in the first half. It's 14-0. Yellow Jackets.
Dr. William Allen at Jamestown Family Chiropractic knows that going back to school can be an exciting time, but can also be a stressful time for teachers, parents, and athletes. So for that neck and back tension or just a routine adjustment, Jamestown Family Chiropractic can help you get the relief you need and help you start the school year off right. That's Jamestown Family Chiropractic, here for your spinal health and well-being. Call them at 879-8931.
Well, so far it's been the Parker McKinney show on this one. He has moved the football through the air, ran the football as well, ran in for a touchdown. He's thrown a touchdown. So he has the first 2 scores for the Yellow Jackets as they lead it now 14-0. Withrow hitting both extra points. You're going to get the football back with 2:29 left to go in the quarter. Now, York not a big strike team, so that's going to be interesting to see what they can do with the football. Now, they will get the football to start the second half, so that's the good news for York. But the bad news is they're trailing by 2 touchdowns now. And both teams, like I said, was deep in the other's territory and fumbled the football when they could have, York could have tied the game up, and the Yellow Jackets could have had a 3-touchdown lead now had they been able to punch that one in. But York now, we're going to get the football back, and as we said, got 2:29 left to go in the first half. Kicking away will be Withrow. Back deep for York, and this one's going to be a little short one, and that one's going to be taken by the back man, and that is going to be slid down at the 27-yard line. So no return on that one, as coming up making the catch was A.J. Johnson, but he had nowhere to go as he had to go down to his knees to catch it. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Dragons at the 27, their own 27, 28 they're going to mark it. So they give him a little bit forward progress, and it's going to be 1st and 10 York. And we'll see what York can do with 2:26 left to go here in the first half. One thing York doesn't want is a turnover here, as you don't want to give the Yellow Jackets any time whatsoever. They're up by 2 scores. As now Lefeu in motion. He'll throw it out quickly to Lathan Drake. Drake on the outside trying to push his way forward. Gets all the way up to the 42-yard line. Good bull work by Lathan Drake on that one as Drake gets the first down. And that one was Drake catching it about 7 yards and then fighting his way for the first down and more. Gets about a dozen and goes out of bounds, so that stopped the clock at 2:14. We're going to see what Lefeu can do with the arm. Now, York is a power, just run right at you football team, but we're seeing what they can do now throwing the football as they're splitting a couple guys out to each side. You've got Threed on the right, Drake on the left. You've got in the backfield now Cooper. As coming up, taking the snap, it'll be Lefeu, and they fumble the football. It's on the ground, and did York come up with it? And Coalfield saying they got it, but I believe York come up with it that time because it rolled right to one of the York players, and he comes up with it, and it's about a yard on the play. That time the handoff, Rexroth never got the handoff, bobbled it, and it went out of went to the ground, and York luckily fell on it. So 2nd and 9 now for the Dragons, but we're under 2 minutes left to go here in this first half of play. Don't go away at halftime. We'll talk with Richard Talon of the Fentress County Bulldogs. They got big game coming up tomorrow. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about their season so far. But first, back to action. 2nd and 9 now for the Dragons. Lefeu drops back. Lefeu's getting a big rush. Got a good block. Now he'll tuck it and run. He's going to pick up about 3 before he is dropped right at the 45-yard line. And with a $1.50 left to go in this first half, York's going to have it 3rd down and about 6 for the first down. York needs to get up quickly. They're taking an awful lot of time. They're going to have to get up quickly with 1:17 left to go. They need to get the first down here. As York will bring back in Lathan Drake. Out will go Threed. York with 1:05 left to go here in the first half. York taking their time back in the huddle. Really not rushing this one at all. Coalfield with a 2-touchdown lead in this one. As up will come Lefeu. Lefeu under center, takes the snap, drops back. Lefeu getting a rush from behind. He's going to throw one out. Got a man out there, but that's way overthrown. Going to be intercepted at the 20 or at about the 15-yard line. No, they say he did not hang on to it. So he did not hang on to it. It looked like it was going to be intercepted, but it wasn't as he drops the football, and now that's going to bring up for York a 4th down and about 6. So we might see the York punt team again here. As that time, really nobody around that throw from York. That looked just like it was hung up there. I'm not sure if one of the receivers made the wrong route or what, ran the wrong route, but it was nobody around it, and it was picked off should have been picked off by Coalfield, but the guy dropped it as he went out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down, and now it looks like York, I don't know if York's going to go for it or not. They've got 42 seconds here in the quarter, and York's lined up like they're going to go for it. York with a 4th down and 5 or 6, and we're going to have a timeout called by Coalfield. Timeout on the field with 42 seconds left to go in the half. It's 14-0 Coalfield.
Your time is precious. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could pick up all of your medications in one trip? Well, now you can. Hi, I'm Crystal Ashburn, and at MetaThrift Pharmacy, where syncing your meds will allow you to make just one trip a month to pick up all of your medications. In addition to greater convenience, patients who sync their meds are 30% more likely to take their medications as prescribed. When you sign up with us to sync your meds at MetaThrift, you'll receive a Sync t-shirt. The program is free, and so is the t-shirt at MetaThrift Pharmacy. Prescription for carrying since 1943.
And back here at York Institute, we're almost to halftime of this one, and it's a 14-0 Coalfield lead. And we're talking here at the break, a full crowd over here. You know, that's pretty good considering you got a fair going on right across town. But we've got a full crowd here at York Institute of Dragon faithful and Coalfield faithful, as we got both of them very well represented here tonight as Probst gets ready to kick this one away. Probst had about a 50-yarder earlier that Coalfield let get behind him and could not bring in. So we'll see what Probst does here as he'll step back. He'll get the snap, and he'll step up and put a foot into it, and he drills this one. And it's going to hit and roll. Can York get to it before it gets into the end zone? They can. They're going to down it at the 9-yard line with 30.8 seconds left to go. Coalfield will have it 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. But folks, don't count out Brian McKinney. We seen him throw one earlier that had his receiver kept running. Would have been a touchdown, probably about a 70-yarder, because he laid it out there for the receiver and he could just quit running, or he would have been able to probably took that one to the house. So we'll see what he does here as he's got it 1st and 10 at the 9 and 30.8 seconds left to go here in this first half. Don't go away. We'll have our old Ben Franklin halftime stats coming up at the half. We'll get that. We'll also talk with Richard Talon of the Fentress County Bulldogs. They've had a big season so far. Got a huge game tomorrow, folks. So make plans to come out to that tomorrow. It's going to start at 2 o'clock, I think, and and it's going to be one of those big. It's a home game, right? It's a big home game. That's what I was thinking. That's why we want as big a crowd as we got here tonight. We challenge all you Bulldog fans. We want bigger crowds we had here tonight. And now the handoff over the left side. That one's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And Josiah Headings coming in. Josiah, the one big surprise for York this year, as he has really come on, played well in his first ever season in high school football. And I'll probably say that's going to be the last play of the quarter, as it looks like the Yellow Jackets are in no hurry to get this one off. They're ready to go in at halftime, leading with a score of 14-0. So the Yellow Jackets with a 14-0 lead here at the half. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back to talk with Coach Richard Talent right after this.
Back to school season is upon us, so start the school year off right by building the perfect entertainment package for your family, all while saving money. Choose Twin Lakes Broadband, HDTV, quality home phone, and security monitoring, and you've got the perfect package to keep everyone connected, laughing, and safe at night. To learn more or to bundle and save, stop by any of our 7 local offices today or visit us online at twlakes.coop. T-insert number C-0026.
Wake up to the $3 breakfast from DQ. We're serving up morning classics with a DQ twist, including the $3 chicken and gravy breakfast burrito with a chicken strip, egg, cheese, and pepper gravy. Or try the $3 biscuit sandwich made with a sizzling sausage patty. And of course, there's our $3 biscuits and gravy meal, all served with golden hash browns and a small coffee or drink, all for just $3. So rise and shine and head into your DQ for the $3 breakfast.
Hey,
Hey, y'all, is your old ride the pits? Let's roast that beast. Sharice here from Casey's Frontier Chevrolet. I need cars to save my bacon. You could get up to $5 grand more than your old ride is worth. Worried your credit won't make the cut? My For the People credit approval process kicks Boston butt. But hurry, this deal's done when the smoke clears. Visit Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, just 12 miles north of Cookeville on Highway 111, or see all the cars at kcchevy.com, the dealership in the cow pasture.
It's time to get out and support our local teams. Hall Family Pharmacy has all the gear you need to cheer on your favorite team. Our Jamestown store has the purple and yellow for York, and our Clark Range store is stocked up with the blue and gold for Clark Range. Oh yeah, there's plenty of orange from Volunteer Traditions and Give Her 6 at both locations to cheer on the Vols. We are proud of our sports families at each school. It's fun and healthy to take pride in our state and our community, and we have all the equipment you need to look good and have a good time. Hall Family Pharmacy. Our family, your health.
And back here at halftime where the York Dragons trail it 14-0 here at the half. Joining me now, I have got Richard Talent, coach for the Bulldogs. And, Coach, your guys off to a good start this season.
Well, Gary, we've got a lot of players this season in all the divisions. What the Bulldogs is, it's got starts out with Pee Wee division is 6 and 7-year-olds. The junior division is 8 and 9s, and that's coached by Andy Winningham. The Pee Wees are coached by Gabe Beatty. The seniors, I coach the seniors, and that's the 10 and 11-year-olds, and we have a few 12s that are playing down that aren't in the middle school program. But we got a lot of kids playing this season, about 100 kids.
And, Coach, so far you had good success with your boys.
We have. The Pee Wees, I think they're 1-1 on the season, and they're with Gabe's the new coach, but they're doing real good. He's learning, and the kids are a lot of turnover. And they had a very successful season last year. I think they finished the season 7-3, and they were 8-2. Excuse me, they were 8-2, and they were division champs. And then they lost in our conference Super Bowl, which we've got 10 teams in our conference. We have an East Division, which is Livingston, Crossville, Stone, Monterey, and us. And then the West Division is DeKalb County, Smith County, Cookeville, Sparta, and Upperman. That's the West. So it's a pretty tough conference. You got your work cut out for you.
You mentioned your conference. You got Stone tomorrow at 2 o'clock. They're a good team.
Very good. They have. I know in ours, the game with the senior division, there are kids playing for Stone that haven't lost in our conference. They haven't lost a game in 3 years. They're very well coached. For youth, they're experienced. They do a lot of similar stuff to what their high school does. I mean, you'll see guards pulling. I mean, a lot of stuff you don't see here. Some of the high school teams don't do, but they're well coached and they play hard. So we're going to give them a game though.
Now you guys have started 2 o'clock tomorrow.
The Pee Wee start at 2. They do a B team game for the Pee Wee, so that'll start about 1:15. About 3:30 will be the junior game, and about around 5, which is hard to say exactly because you don't know how the games will play out, but about 5 will be the senior division, and that's like the 5th and 6th grade level kids.
Coach, you've got some really good kids out there, and I know you'd like to have a great big crowd. You'd like to have one like this one here tonight.
Oh, yeah, this is a great crowd. I don't know the people at home, but it's pretty much standing room only. All the fences all the way down, the crowd, there's not a lot of seats left. This is one of the largest crowds I've seen for a non-district game. Or non-homecoming game, really. But for us tomorrow, we have a good turnout, I know when we hosted the Jamboree this year for our conference, and the high school coaches, that we were telling them how many people were coming, and they asked us, I was like, well, 1,200 to 1,400, and they looked at me, and I was like, there'll be 12 to 1,400 people. And then when they got here, the parking lot's full, by the high school's full, so, but there's a lot of, a lot of interest in youth football. There really is.
And you got some great kids coming out, playing out there. So everybody turn out tomorrow. I know there's some going on across town, but we don't care about that. That's not football. We're talking football. We want everybody to come out and enjoy a good day of football, and then you can go to the fair, right?
Right. Yeah, if they want to see some hitting, they should definitely. There's going to be the senior team. We're 2-0, and we have some really big hitters. We have other teams. Like last 2, we played 2 weeks, and we had from DeKalb and Monterey. They were complaining that our boys were hitting too hard. We had, really good, experienced football players. Started when they were young, and they're now in like the 5th, 6th grade, but they've played for 6 or 7 seasons, so they know they're experienced. They know what's going on, which you'll see that in a few years with the high school. They're really great kids. For example, Landrick Lefew's little brother Miles plays. He's experienced, and he sees his brother playing, so it's in his in their blood. And then we've got so many good players. Our line, we got Dylan King is he's a big old kid, probably the biggest kid in the league. Dylan King, he's a monster on the line. He plays really hard, and he gets intense. Like if you see kids that get into it, he really does. You'll enjoy seeing him. Every once in a while, he's one of them kids that give you a personal foul every once in a while, but you're like, hey, that's okay if you're playing hard. It's okay. We've got Kyler Lander, and our center is Braden Choate. And I know one of the high school basketball coaches. That's Josh Choate's son, and Josh helps us coach. And Braden is an outstanding center. He's real tall, so the quarterbacks don't have to squat down to get the snap. And he's a 12-year-old, or he's 11, playing as 11-year-old, but he's almost 6 foot tall. So he's a big, tall kid. He's probably 6'7" before he gets up here. But he's real good. And let's say we got J.D. Anderson's our right guard. Harley Stevens is one of our tackles. Ethan Hart's an experienced lineman. Now in the backfield, we've got one kid that's our quarterback's Bryson Bilbrey. He's played since he's little, so he's pretty experienced. Like if a kid gets out of position, he'll come up and tell them, help to get them lined up correctly. And which of course I said Miles Lefew, he's one of our wing backs. He's already scored I think 3 touchdowns on the season. Our fullback's Tanner Talent, my son. He does a real good job, plays hard, knows what's going on. No, we've got a newer. We've got a second-year player playing one of our wing backs. His name's Rylan Miller. And last week he had 3 touches in the game and scored 3 touchdowns. Really, probably the fastest kid I've ever had play for me personally. And he's exciting. You'll enjoy watching him in a few years. Really good player. Good, does things right. Good athlete. We've got on our tight ends Landon Smith is one of our tight ends, and he's our backup quarterback. He's a good ball player. And we have Sawyer Gunner, and he's an experienced player. Buddy Sawyer does a lot. We can run reverses to him, and he's probably one of our best receivers with his hands. But overall, and then like the defensive side, once a lot of those kids come over to the defensive side, and that's really our strength is the defense, because so far this year we've not let anybody score. But I know tomorrow's going to be a test because that team's already 2-0 too, so it'll be a good matchup.
Coach, with this, a lot of people don't realize, but for a high school program to be good, you got to have a great feeder program, and this Bulldogs team is the beginning of that feeder program.
It is. I think last year we were talking. I was talking with some of the high school coaches, and they said that they thought they were trying to figure it out, and they said that probably 90% of the snaps that occurred in high school, or 90% of the time, the players that were on the field were the kids that went through our program, the youth program, and Joey Vaughn started it. And Chad Lefews ran it, and I guess I'm the third person that's kind of been in charge of it. But we've got a lot of interest, so the football program for York's got a lot coming up to them.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck. And everybody come out tomorrow, 2 o'clock. A little bit before 2 o'clock and see the Pee Wee's JV game, and then be here at 2 o'clock for the first Bulldog. They're going to be playing all day long. If you like football, come out and see these young guys play because they're really good. We're going to take a quick time out now, and then we'll be back with our stats. But it's time now for our Old Ben Franklin Ford halftime stats. We'll be giving you those right after this. And back here where we're getting set to get the second half underway here in just a moment. It's going to be York trailing by 14. York will have the ball to start the second half, though. That's the one bright spot in this one, as the Dragons will have the ball to start second half, trailing 14-0. York moved the football. Big fumble down low in on one possession, or this could have been a one-possession ball game. Coalfield, meanwhile, they got down on the goal line, fumbled it into the end zone, where it could have been an even bigger margin here at the house. So both teams have had a fumble. Both teams have had some costly penalties, and we'll see what they do in this second half if they clean those up. And it should be a good second half as we come out. It will be York to receive, as it will be the Yellow Jackets to kick off. Second half getting set to get underway. And don't forget, coming up later tonight, we got Friday Night Thunder with the guys from Dennis Weaver and the guys from Friday Night Thunder. We'll talk with them a little bit later about the mid-state games that have been played tonight, and we'll also take a look at York's game a little bit later as well. But we're set for the second half of football. Things ain't over yet, folks. Got a long way to go in this one, and the Dragons only down by 2 touchdowns. As kicking off for the Yellow Jackets will be Peyton McKinney. McKinney going to kick off. Dropping back deep is Rex Road and looks like Cooper. And that's going to be an onside kick. And Josiah Headings, what a play by Headings. Caught it one-handed, bounces off the player. Still on his feet, all the way to the 39-yard line. Josiah Headings took it like a one-hopper in baseball, lowered his shoulder. And I don't know who the yellow jacket was that was in front of him. And I don't know if he knows who he is now, but there's one thing about it. He won't need to stop and eat tonight because he just got the taste knocked out of his mouth. As Josiah Headings lowered his shoulder and put a stick on him. And now it's going to be York 1st and 10 at the 39-yard lines. And that's the way to start a second half. As Josiah with a big man able to grab that ball and just run over some people. So here we go. York with a 1st and 10. We'll see if now if momentum is shifted to the Dragons as they have it in Yellow Jacket territory to start this drive. It'll be this time over to Cooper. Cooper left side squirts through, and he's up to about the 20 or the 32-yard line. Good run by Cole Cooper as that time looked like he's going to be stacked up, and he just comes squirting out and able to get some big yardage. So that's going to be second and about 5 now for the Dragons, maybe 4. York coming out looking good to start this second half. What a play by the first-year player, Josiah Headings, on that onside kick. It took a big hop. He's able to mitt it and just take and rumble over people. Now it's going to be Lefeview under center. Lefu's got a man in motion. Going to give it to Rexroad, who's going to bounce to the left side. Cuts back inside. Still on his feet, all the way down to the 26-yard line. Good run by Rexroad after the handoff. Looked like he was going to get stacked up, but was cut off. Wasn't able to bounce outside, but did jump inside and able to pick up a first down as he gets about a yard more than he needed. So a first down now for the Dragons as they come out rolling early. It takes every once in a while, it just takes one big play like the Headings play there on the kickoff to get a team rolling. And York right now looking good as they're moving down the field with a 1st and 10 at the 26 of the Yellow Jackets. Lefeview under center. Lefeview going to hand it off to Probst. Probst over the right side. He's going to be submarine. Good job by the inside lineman. The number 34 for the Yellow Jackets, Ashton Jones, went low and tripped up Probst. And Probst picks up about 3 on the carry, so 2nd and 7. The Yellow Jackets seem to be looking for the beast as they hit him every time he gets the football. They're hitting him quickly, but he has a couple of good runs on the night. And I want to apologize. We don't have any stats here for the ball game at this point because we're having a little bit of trouble with our stats guys having trouble with their computer tonight. So we're just keeping our scoring for you. As Lefeview comes up now with a 2nd and 8, he's going to roll out, going to pitch it late to Rexroad. Rexroad lowers his shoulder, gets up to about the 24-yard line. So Rexroad going to pick up another chunk, going to make it 3rd and about midway. As that time, good running by the Dragons, Rexroad. And so they say he didn't get much, so they didn't give him much at all. So it's going to be about a yard they give him. I think I got a little more than that, but they're going to show 3rd and about 7 for the Dragons deep in Yellow Jacket territory. Dawson 3 going to check back in. He's going to split out wide to the left side. As up will come Lefeview. Lefview's got a man in motion. Gives it off to Cooper. Cooper trying to bounce outside. Still on his feet. Still trying to get free. He got around the corner, and we're going to have a flag down, and that's going to be probably a hold against York from judging from where they threw it at. As we'll see what the rag is for. As that time, a good job by Miller to jump outside. And we'll see what the call is. The official going to go over. Holding against York. That's what I thought. From the spot where they threw the flag at, you had the feeling that's going to be a hold against York. And now the official, well, now he actually comes over and makes the signal over here to the press box. Thank you. I mean, the guy's only about 5 foot tall. We can't see him out there. He makes it to the other side of the field. As now it's going to be a 3rd down and long for York as that pushes them all the way back. Going to be a 3rd and about, it looks like about 20. York with a 3rd and long now on this one. That one a tough penalty for the Dragons. As it will be Lefeview up in under center. Lefeview takes the snap. He's going to throw it out quick. Going to be batted away. Good play there by number 25 of the Yellow Jackets. Jacob Coker got up and batted that one down as they had Probst out there. Had Probst been able to get to it, had he got to Probst, he would have had a good shot at making some yardage. But Coker come up and volleyball slapped it out of bounds, or slapped it away. And speaking of volleyball, don't be sure to join us. So we're going to be out at Clark Range. We're going to be video on the Clark Range and let's see, I'm not sure who it is on Tuesday night. We got Clark Range Volleyball Tuesday night. We're going to video that, show it back on CPTV. So join us out there, and we're going to make some noise for the Lady Buffaloes. Got 5 big games coming up out there that we're going to be videotaping for the Lady Buffaloes. So come on out and join us. We'll show them back on CPTV. And now this time, Lefeview's going to roll out. Lefeview's looking back on the other side. Got Probst out there. Probst got some yardage. Probst's going to get the first down. Good play by Lefeview. A great throw back to the other side. He was rolling out to his left, threw back across, and Lefeview wide open. No, not Lefeview, but Probst wide open. Bulls his way down for a first down. Picks up just enough. Gets a yard past the first down marker. 1st and 10 Dragons. Dragons 1st and 10, and they're going to be right about the 16-yard line, it looks like. Dragons, last time they were deep in Yellow Jacket territory, fumbled the football. And so now they're trying to get some points on the board. York coming up, Wartburg, or I should say York coming up against Coalfield. This time they're going to fake it and hand it off up the middle to Cooper. Cooper's still fighting. Gets maybe a couple of yards before he's wrestled down. Now, last week, Coalfield kept Wartburg scoreless as they put 70 up against them. So they would love to keep York out of the end zone. They've not given up any points so far, but the Dragons knocking on the door now with 8:45 left to go here in the third quarter, trailing 14-0. They're at the 15-yard line, so they got about a yard and a half, so make it 2nd and 8 now for the Dragons. York would love to get a score here and cut this to a one-possession ball game. Lefeview going to go under center. Get out of man in motion. Going to pitch it out to Rexroad. Rexroad going to cut back inside. Rexroad breaks one tackle, still on his feet, all the way down. Did he get there? No, he's at the 1-yard line. He's Rexroad. Gets to the 1-yard line where the Dragons are knocking on heaven's door, folks. They're just 1 yard away from pay dirt. As York going to bring in Big Josiah Headings in. And Josiah going to come into the ball game. And York now will come up and in a stack formation. They got Probst to the left, Rexroad to the right, and straight back Cole Cooper. And in motion, they're going to get to Probst. Probst's going to dive in for a... Oh, they say he fumbled. Did it? No, they're going to say he was down. The official says no, he was down. He did not get in right at the goal line. Probst was knocked down. He lost the football, but it was after he hit the ground. So it's going to be 2nd down and goal now for the Dragons as York, almost a costly fumble there. York needs this one, folks. They need to pop this one in here and get that touchdown and get to within 1 possession here as they sit right at the goal line now with a 2nd and goal. York looking for pay dirt here. 2nd and goal. And man in motion. They're going to hand to Probst again. Probst this time just going to go behind everybody. He's pushing up. Does he get there? It's a touchdown, Dragons! A 1-yard run by the Beast, and the Dragons are on the scoreboard. 7:17 left to go here in quarter number 3, and it's a 14-6 ball game as we see Johan West coming out to do the extra point. So Johan's going to come on and kick the extra point. As York now has cut this to a 1-possession ball game. It's 14-6. Just a hard run by Probst over that right side. He gets in for the touchdown, and it's a 1-possession ball game as Johan West trying to make it a 7-point game. Johan will kick it. York with 7:17 left to go here in the third quarter. It's cut to a 1-possession game. The kick is up. The kick is no good. 7:17 to go in the third. It's 14-6. Yellow Jackets.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Well, the York Dragons are on the scoreboard. They missed the extra point, though, so it's an 8-point game, but still just a one-possession ball game. So that makes a whole world of difference as York will kick it off now. Yellow Jackets have saw York come down and march into the end zone, and that's the first points they've given up this season. As we're in the second game of the season, they won 70-0 last week. They were up 14-0 here, but York's on the scoreboard now, and it's a one-possession ball game. And we'll see who's kicking off for York here. It'll either be West or Probst. Probst is their deep kicker, and he's going to be kicking off. West is their position kicker. As Probst will kick it off. York has cut this to a one-possession game. And getting ready to kick off is Ethan Probst. Probst's going to come up on it. Probst's going to kick it, and he line drives this one right back into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets at the Dragon 20. So Probst puts it through the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets at their own 20-yard line. York could use a stop here as you see Parker McKinney come back out. McKinney, if you missed the first half, he had a big first half. Didn't get a lot of points, but he had a pretty good first half. And Probst, a 1-yard run, has cut this to a one-possession game. And that's with 7:20 left to go here in the third quarter. It's a 14-6 ball game. As McKinney now back in the shotgun. McKinney, he's going to look, he's going to look, he's going to look, he's going to throw. Can he get that one out there? Oh, incomplete, and just went through the arms of the Dragon defender. Had Miller been able to turn around, he might have picked that one off because he turned around late and it was going right through his arms as he turned around. So that's going to bring up a second down as McKinney come out with the long bomb on that one. McKinney throwing that one about 50 yards downfield. So he's got an arm, folks. He can release it. But that time he just couldn't get a receiver, get it far enough for the receiver. That time the receiver actually outrun the throw. So now McKinney going to come up. He's got in the backfield Ashton Jones, I should say, not Austin, but Ashton Jones now got a man in motion. Will take the snap. They'll hand it off to Jones. He bounces there past one. He jumps to the outside, still on his feet, got the first down and more up over the 40 to the 42-yard line as the Dragons had a shot at him in the backfield but just missed him. And he gets a big yard. Now we got a penalty after the play. And that's going to be an unsportsmanlike against somebody, and hopefully not York. Because if York gets an unsportsman here, that's going to put the Yellow Jackets all the way into Dragon territory. As we're waiting on the call now. And that's one of those dumb fouls after the play's over. And unsportsmanlike conduct, York. York with an unsportsmanlike conduct, and Coach Derwin Rice not going to be happy with that one. Because that's going to tack on another 15 yards, and that's going to put the Yellow Jackets in Dragon territory all the way down to the Dragons' 44-yard line. And like I said, Coach Derwin Wright not going to be happy with that one. That one could be a major turning point in this ball game. As York will come up now and try to stop the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets 1st and 10 on York's 44 after the 15-yard penalty. And back in the shotgun goes McKinney. McKinney got a man in motion. McKinney gets the snap, gets rushed. Yeah, he'll throw it out. He's got a man wide open there. Number 10 makes the move again. Loses the football. Oh, and York had it but could not hang on to it. Oh, my goodness. That time, number 11, Landrick, Lefevue, had it in his hand but could not come up with it, and it goes out of bounds. So a big break for the Yellow Jackets all the way down to the 19-yard line. York had, well, could have been a huge turnover there, but just could not hang on to it. Lefevue had it for second, but it just goes out of bounds, and now the Yellow Jackets got it 1st and 10 back in the red zone. York had the golden opportunity on that one, just could not reel it in. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. And the worst part is that actually gave him about 4 more extra yards because he was stripped of the ball and it went forward. And the left view hit it, had it in his hands but couldn't hang on to it and goes out of bounds. And now Yellow Jackets with the football. They'll hand it off up the middle. No, it's going to be this, and he's dropped. And when the ball is on the ground, and York's going to come up with the Dragons. Come up with it. Big play by the Dragons. The first time that the quarterback's been sacked, and he was hit and dropped it up. Coughed it up, and York gets it at the 26-yard line, their own. And a great play by the Dragons as they get the play in there. I'm not sure. I believe it was number 16, Miller, I believe, come up and made the play, but not sure. And whoever hit Parker McKinney caused him to cough the ball up. And when he did, the Dragons had 2 waiting on it. So York now gets another break, trailing by a touchdown. And the Dragons seem to have all the momentum right now. With 6:40 left to go here in the third quarter, trailing by 8 points, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They'll fake the handoff and give it up the middle, and that one's bouncing through. Still on his feet is Rexroth, still on his feet, and they're going to gang tackle Rexroth, but he's going for it all the way up to the 43-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets took it away after he hit the ground, but no, they're not going to give it to him. Logan Kelly tried to take it away after he hit the ground. But Rexroth, what a run after the catch. Well, he's known for his speed, but that time he shows his power as he gets the first down and more. Good job by Rexroth. They thought they had him hemmed in. He bounced out, had 3 guys on him, still able to push forward for about 4 yards. Going to make it a 1st and 10 for the Dragons. The Dragons trying to move the football. A little bit of momentum shift here after the back-to-back fumbles by the Yellow Jackets. York has got the football and moving it. Now they got Probst in motion. They're going to hand off to Cooper up front. Cooper goes busting through the middle, picks up about 8 on the carry. Make it 7. They're going to give him 7 on the carry, almost to midfield. The coal miner just going straight up and under on that one. Drilling his way through. Going to be second. They're going to say 6, so they didn't give him as much as we thought originally, but still it's second down and short, and that's what you want. If you can get 6 yards on that first carry, on first down, you're doing good. You've got a world of options in. Up will come left view. Got a man split out wide to the right. Left view. Got a man in motion. Fakes it. Hands it off to Probst. Probst's going to go straight ahead. Probst bounces, and Probst's going to get up to about the 48-yard line. He's going to be very close to a first down. We'll see if it's going to be close enough to measure, or they're going to say, no, they're going to say third down. And they're going to say about 1.5 yards short. So they marked him back a little farther than I thought they were going to. I thought he was going to be much closer than that. Anyway, it's third and about 1.5 yards. York needing a first down here, trailing by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Lefty going to bring his squad up. He's got Cooper in the backfield. York trailing by 8. And now Probst in motion. Now Lefty going to drop back. Lefty's looking for all of it. He's got a man out there. And, it's picked off at the last second at the 12-yard line. Great play by the Yellow Jackets to get back on that one, as coming up with it was number 21, Parker McKinney, the quarterback, dropped back and was able to take it away from number 16 for the Dragons. That is Miller. Miller was out there. Lefty just hung that one up a little bit too much, and that gave McKinney a chance to come back and take it away. So the Dragons turn it back over. So I guess turnovers, fair play on this one, as that is 2 turnovers each for both teams. And now the Yellow Jackets have it back with 4:38 left to go in the third, leading by 8. And they've got it at their own 15-yard line. So York now would love to keep the Yellow Jackets deep back here. As last time up, McKinney, the quarterback, coughed it up when he was hit. York finally got some pressure on him. And now McKinney going to take the snap. He's going to look. He's going to throw it across the middle. Got a man out there, and he's going to bring it down to the 31-yard line. That is number 20, Miklas. And Miklas has really come up with some big plays for the Yellow Jackets. Had that first touchdown reception. He's come up with some big catches to get the Yellow Jackets out of some deep territory. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 31-yard line of their own 31-yard line. And we're down under 4.5 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. York trailing by 8. McKinney will bring his squad up. Got 2 to each side, 1 in the backfield. And now he takes the snap. And coming after him is West, and that one's going to be thrown out there wide open. Number 7 down the sideline gets up to about midfield before Drake pushes him out at the 48-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a first down as Peyton McKinney all alone out there. And now the Yellow Jackets have got it back up to about midfield. They don't take long to move it, folks. They can move it quickly with an arm like McKinney. They can move the football very, very quickly. And so both teams with a couple of turnovers in this one. And McKinney now trying to make his team or move his team up the field, take some time off the clock, and give his team a 2-possession lead, which would be big in this ball game at this point, as we've got about 16 minutes left total in this one. Back up now will come McKinney. McKinney with 1 man in the backfield, 2 to each side. Looking. Guys throw it out. Little screen pass, and the runner has got away from one, gets away from another, and still on his feet. And he's going to be finally dragged down about after about a 3-yard gain. That was a whole lot of running for not a whole lot of gain on it, but the Yellow Jackets did get some yardage on it, which could have been a broken play. As no, they got more than I thought. They're getting them all the way up to the 46-yard line, so they gave him about 5 on the play. So 2nd and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Next week, the Dragons open up region action as they head to Grundy County, one of the longest road trips of the season, to face a Yellow Jacket team again. So we'll see how they do next week as well. We'll be bringing the live broadcast of that. Back in the shotgun goes McKinney now, 2nd and a nickel. Takes the snap. Big rush by York. York's going to rush him out, flush him out. Now from behind, he's going to take off, and he's going to get up to the 39-yard line and step out of bounds for the first down. McKinney, just an outstanding quarterback, folks. This guy's been hit once, dropped the football once, has not been intercepted, and has thrown a lot of passes and had a lot of people wide open. As now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jacket, the 39-yard line of York, as they're back on the march again. Last time they had it, they turned it over down deep. Actually, he fumbled the ball twice, but York come up with the second one. And now up will come McKinney. McKinney in the shotgun, got 1 man in the backfield. Takes the snap. Looks down, he's going to hand it off late. Handoff to Keithley. Keithley going to bounce to the outside, and he's going to be dropped down after about a 3-yard gain, maybe 4 on the play. Now it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Yellow Jackets. We've got 2:47 left to go here in quarter number 3. York had their opportunity to tie this ball game up. Now Headings having to come out of the game because he got a cut on his arm. So that's what York doesn't need, as Headings going to come over, and they're going to have to do something with that really quick. 2nd down and 7 for the Yellow Jackets. York has got to get some pressure on McKinney. The one time they got pressure on him, he did fumble the football. So if York can get some pressure on him, he has coughed it up once, and now he's going to drop back quick out, and that's going to go over here number 10. He's going to fall down after he gets about a yard. And that time, Michael Lowe made the catch, was trying to juke move, and he fell. Good tackle there by the 35-yard line. And the tackle, the 35-yard line made such a good tackle, it took off Lowe's shoe. So Lowe's going to come out of the game and get somebody in place of him. No, he's not. He's going to stay in there, put his shoe back on. So 3rd down now and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Make it 7. 3rd and 7 with $1:59 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. York needs a stop here, or they don't need to go down by 2 scores. York would love to keep this a 1-possession ball game and get the football back. As McKinney now drops back. McKinney back at the 41-yard line, takes a snap. Big rush by York, and that one's thrown across the middle. It's going to be incomplete, as not able to hang on this time was number 20, Miklas. Miklas has made some big catches, but that time he heard footsteps and he dropped it. So that's going to bring up a 4th down now and 7 for the Yellow Jackets, and we'll see what they decide to do at their Dragon 36-yard or 37-yard line. And we'll see if they punt it away. They will probably try to punt it deep here if they do punt it away. But we may have a timeout by the Yellow Jackets. We do. Timeout on the field with 98 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. It's a 14-6 Yellow Jacket lead.
Some signs can make your day easier, like the ones you see on the road. Other signs can help save your life, like the warning signs of a heart attack. For women, common signs can include jaw pain, nausea, and dizziness. And some women may experience a heart attack without feeling chest pain. If you experience the signs of a heart attack, get to an emergency room fast. Call 911 and know that at Tenova Healthcare, we're here to help when you need us.
Well, a big decision coming up for the Yellow Jackets here. Do they go for it at the Dragons' 37-yard line, or do they punt it away, leading by a score and a 2-point conversion? We'll see what they decide here in a moment as York will come back out. York could you really use a stop right here, and if the Yellow Jackets go for it, and they look like coming out. I see McKinney coming out. Looks like they may go for it here. Dragons got to be careful not to jump off sides here. As McKinney going to come up, and they're going to go for it with a 4th and 7 from the York 37-yard line. It's a big play for the Dragons here as McKinney in the shotgun. McKinney waiting on the snap, gets the snap, drops back, looking. He'll throw it down. He's got a man wide open over there on the left side for about an 8-yard gain, and he has got the reception and the first down. And the Yellow Jackets have that 1st and 10 now. As 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. A big play there. That takes more time off the clock. And the Yellow Jackets now with a first down and wide open. The receiver had an easy reception for that first down. So we will see what York does now as the Yellow Jackets come up with that first down. Big throw there by McKinney. And 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets as they're just outside of red zone. Driving forward is Keithley. Keithley's going to get in the red zone after he picks up about, looks like about 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. Going to make it 2nd and 6. Dragons really need to stop right here. They do not need to fall down by more than 1 touchdown with 50 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter as this is probably going to be maybe the last play of this quarter. York with a touchdown in this quarter, a 1-yard run by Probst. Ethan with the run and the extra point, no good. Back up now will come Keithley. Keithley going to cut back inside, still on his feet, head down the sideline, going to be knocked out of bounds. And he's going to be knocked out, looks like, deep in Dragon territory. He's going to have a 1st down and goal at about the 9-yard line, looks like. Keithley with a good run that time. Able to bounce outside and get the 1st down and more. Going to be 1st and 10 at about the 6-yard line. It was a little farther down than I could see. I couldn't see for sure where he went out of bounds there, but he goes out of bounds right about the 6-yard line. So 1st and goal now for the Yellow Jackets. With 23.6 seconds to go here in the quarter. Had he not gone out of bounds, that would have probably been the last play of the quarter. And now the Yellow Jackets going to try to take a 2-score lead into the 4th and final frame if they can get in here. As McKinney at the quarterback position in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it. No, he's going to keep it himself. He'll bounce outside. Now comes back inside into the end zone for a touchdown. 6-yard run. As McKinney with a 6-yard run has made this a 2-possession ball game. And he does that with 17 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. And now they will try to make this a 15-point lead, and that will be crucial too. This is a big kick here because if you're up by 15, then York's got to have a 2-point conversion and an extra point just to tie. So we'll see what happens here as going to kick it is number 8, Withrow. And it's up. It is good. Withrow with the PAT. And now it is a lead of 21-6 for the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Well, a huge play on a 4th and 7 by the Yellow Jackets kept a drive alive that they push in and put in the end zone with 17 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Now, the extra point was good as McKinney with that 6-yard run. He has scored on all their possessions, or all their touchdowns. He has a 14-yard pass to Miklas. He has two 6-yard runs. So he's got 2 6-yard runs and a throwing touchdown. And now they'll kick it off. York with 17 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Trailing now 21-6. And kicking it off will be McKinney. Or make that Wyatt Withrow will kick off this time. Withrow going to kick it away. And he puts this one up to the back man right at the 20-yard line, picked up by Cooper. Cooper going to bring it on the run, gets up to the 31 before he's knocked down. So 1st and 10 Dragons at the 31-yard line. And we've got 11.5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. York down now by 2 scores. So that was a big drive by the Yellow Jackets. That big play on that 4th and 7 was the play that kept this drive alive, last drive alive for the Yellow Jackets, and they pop it in now and lead it by a lead of 21-6, a 15-point advantage. You're going to have it 1st and 10 now at their own 31-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter unless it's an incomplete pass. Up will come Lefevue. He's got Cooper in the backfield. Now got Probst in motion. Hands off Probst. Probst's going to try to bounce outside. Probst's going to lower his shoulder. Comes around the corner, and now we're going to have a flag on the play. And I'm going to bet that's probably a face mask there, for judging from where they threw that. So that'll stop the clock with 2.6 seconds. And they threw that with Probst out there all by himself. So I'm thinking, surely it wasn't a hole out there. It probably was most likely a face mask as Probst come around the corner. And now we'll see the official going over. And he's making the face. No. Holding on York, so it was holding against the Dragons. And that'll negate that play. So now the Dragons going to be back even further. And it's going to be 1st and let's see where they mark it off at. They marked it off way back there. Oh, my goodness. They went 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and started marking it off. Oh, my gosh. With 2.6 seconds here in the third quarter, it's going to be 1st and about Monroe to get to this one. As you're going to need a lot of distance. They may have to go to Birdstown to get this first down. Coming up now will be Lefevue. Lefevue with a 1st and looks like about a almost 30-yard run. And now they're going to hand it off to Rexroth. Rexroth trying to skirt the outside, slides down as he gets up to about the 20. And so he gets about a yard on the carry. He tried to bounce it out, and that grass must be a little slick out there as he goes down. That's going to end the third quarter. We're through 3 of them. Right now it's 21-6, Yellow Jackets.
When it comes to a state representative, actions speak louder than words is Representative John Mark Wendell's motto. John Mark has been a majority floor leader, a member of the House Transportation, Agriculture, and Natural Resources Committees. Locally, he's been a leader in keeping state funding for York Institute, and if one of his constituents has a concern, then it's John Marks too. So when it comes to state representatives, I guess actions do speak louder than words.
It's time to get out and support our local teams. Hall Family Pharmacy has all the gear you need to cheer on your favorite team. Our Jamestown store has the purple and yellow for York, and our Clark Range store is stocked up with the blue and gold for Clark Range. Oh yeah, there's plenty of orange from Volunteer Traditions and Give Her 6 at both locations to cheer on the Vols. We are proud of our sports families at each school. It's fun and healthy to take pride in our state and our community, and we have all the equipment you need to look good and have a good time. Hall Family Pharmacy. Our family, your health.
Final frame of this one, and York trails now by a score of 21-6. They got it second and about, let's see, they got to get all the way to the 42-yard line. They're right at the 20-yard line, so they're 22 yards away from pay dirt. It looks even farther than that, though, when you look at it from up here. It looks like they're about 30 yards away. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and that's going to be straight ahead running by, let's see, it looks like, no, that's going to be Lefeview on the carry. So Lefeview on the keeper picks up a few, and that's still going to make it third down and about 17 for the Dragons. Third and, no, they're saying 26. So let's see, my math must really be bad. Yeah, 10, 20, about the 26, or actually about 18. That's why I was right the first time. My math's better than what I thought it was. As now York going to come up. They're going to take the handoff or snap, and Lefeview's going to be right out, and Lefeview's going to be sacked all the way back to the 15-yard line. And Lefeview ran into one of his own players before he was sacked. He ran into his tackle, I believe, number 62, right tackle Edward Stockton, and that allowed the Yellow Jackets just to swarm and knock him down. And he gets dropped back, and that's going to make it fourth and an eternity for this one, as it's going to be dropping back now is Probst right about his goal line. Probst's going to punt it away. He gets a good one, and he sends this one deep, and backing up all the way to the 42-yard line is number 10, and he's still on his feet, gets up over the 50, all the way down to the 43 of York before he is wrestled down. Good job by Lefeview to bring him down. Well, first and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets, and the Dragons, and I almost have to stop here. The Dragons already down 2 scores. If they fall down by any more, it's going to be almost impossible for the Dragons to get back into this one. So it's going to be now first and 10 for the Yellow Jackets in what could be a exclamation point drive on this one. If they can score here, that's pretty much going to be an almost insurmountable lead for the Dragons to come back from. It will be, though, at quarterback, McKinney. McKinney back in the shotgun. Got Keitherly behind him. Takes the snap, fakes it to Keitherly, rolls out, looks, throws it downfield. Got a man out there, and that's going to be overthrown, though. Had Peyton McKinney out there, but he threw to the corner. McKinney was breaking toward the middle, and McKinney couldn't catch up with it, but McKinney was out there. That's a pretty good throw considering he was on the run. He threw that one about, 40 yards in the air on the run. So that was a good-looking throw from McKinney, even though he didn't connect. Second and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. They were going for the juggler right off the bat. And we'll see what now York can do if they can stop them here. York needs a stop on this one. As backup will come McKinney. He's got Keitherly in the backfield. Snap, low snap, gets it. He's going to hand off to Keitherly. Keitherly going to go up the middle. He's got some room, but he falls down at about the 36-yard line. So he would have got the first down had he not slipped. But he's still going to pick up 6, so it's going to be third down and about 4 for the Yellow Jackets. And the Yellow Jackets, we know, is no stranger to going for it at this position. So it's probably a 2-down territory for them. They'd like to put an end to this game and pretty much out of reach if they can punch it in here. Even though we still got 10 minutes left to play, it'd be really tough for York to come back from a 3-touchdown deficit. We'll just see, though, as McKinney comes up. McKinney will come up. We'll wait for the snap. Snap's low, but he comes up with it. Good job by him to come up with it. Now he throws it out. Got a man out there. Oh, and just as he gets there, he is leveled as coming over was Rexroad, and Rexroad put a pop on number 10. Michael Lowe was right there when it got to him. Rexroad just leveled him, caused him to drop the football. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4. And the Yellow Jackets, as we said, not shy about going for it at this position, as they did earlier and had a big play, which led to that 3rd touchdown. And so now York really, really, really needs to stop here. Now somebody's got to bear down and get some pressure on the quarterback and keep him from being able to break out and run for the first down. We'll see now what McKinney does. He's back in the shotgun. He's got beside him Logan Kelly, or behind him Logan Kelly. Snap. He'll drop. He'll look, throw across the middle. Oh, picked off by Josiah Headings. Headings going down the left side. Headings going to get him a bowl of steam. Now he breaks one tackle. Josiah's breaking free. Josiah in for the touchdown, Dragons. Josiah Headings with the interception and the return, and the Dragons are one score behind now. What a play by the young man. Josiah Headings went 64 yards for the touchdown, Dragons. What a play by Josiah as he takes it all the way to the house. And the Dragons now have cut this to a one-possession ball game. They'll go for two here to try to make it a 7-point game. But what a turnaround there as big number 46, Josiah Headings, with the interception and the touchdown return. And, folks, this young man's got some steam. When he got out in full steam, he had one man to beat, so he just ran over him and just went on into the end zone. Josiah Headings with a huge play now has cut this to a one-possession ball game. If the Dragons can score here, they're going for the two. It'll be Leffie pitching it out to Probst. Probst going to duck. Can he get there? He's fighting for it. He dives. He does! The two-point conversion is good. We got a one-possession ball game with 9:11 to go. It is 21-14, Yellow Jackets.
With the hot days of summer well on the way, sky-high utility bills are sure to follow. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today for your precision tune-up and professional cleaning to help you save energy and dollars. Ready to replace? No problem. We've got you covered with no credit-required financing options and hassle-free monthly payments on top-of-the-line Carrier heating and cooling equipment. Carrier, turn to the experts. Beat the heat today. Call Condition Heating and Cooling at 879-5909.
Conditioned Heating and Cooling.
Well, Big Mo has changed addresses now as the Dragons get the two-point conversion, as Caleb Probst, the beast, would not be denied. He took it into the end zone, but we said it takes one player to make a big play. Josiah Headings with the big play on the kickoff to start the second half, and then with that interception and the return for a touchdown there, the Dragons are back in business now as they trail by 7 with 9:11 left to go. And what a swing in action there as the Dragons coming up with some big-time plays there. And the Yellow Jackets, the quarterback McKinney, he's stunned as that's the second turnover he's had tonight. He had a fumble, and now he's had an interception return for a touchdown. So the Dragons now trail by one possession with 9:11 left to go here in the ball game. They will kick it off, and the Yellow Jackets now stunned as they thought they had this one in control. And like I said, they probably did have. If they'd have been able to punch it in, they would have had this under control, but they weren't able to punch it in. And now, the team's got to turn around. The officials lined them up the wrong direction. Good job, Ref. Oh, they just had the wrong directions. You got to turn them around, guys. There you go. Going to be kicking off Ethan Probst for the Dragons. York now trails by a touchdown. 9:11 left to play. And what a ball game, folks. Looked like the Yellow Jackets had it in command, but a pickoff interception by Josiah Headings taking it back 64 yards. The Dragons have cut this to a one-possession ball game. A two-point conversion by Ethan Probst. He would not be denied when in the end zone, and the Dragons trail it now by 7 points. It'll be Probst to kick it away. Probst going to kick it away, and he kicks this one short, and it's going to drop in there. And no, he picks up now a fumble by number 10, but he's going to be wrapped up and dropped right back at the 18-yard line. Great job by the Dragons as they've got the Yellow Jackets a little bit gun-shy here now as York with a chance here, a stop here, and they've got a chance to cut this or tie this ball game. York has 9 minutes, 6 seconds left to go. York trying to stay undefeated in this one. And, got York's got players out. Josiah Headings out there. They're leading the cheers now. This young man doing a little bit of everything in this ball game. as it will be the Yellow Jackets with the football. They got it 1st and 10 just at the 19-yard line. And they'll snap it out. They'll hand it off over to the right side. That's number 34, Kelly, and Kelly ain't going nowhere. He's dropped back for a loss of 1. And the officials, Coach Derwin Ryan, very upset that somebody was hitting or holding number 16, Miller, over here, but no call. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 now for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 11. We got 8:40 left to go in the ball game. And a one-possession ball game. And up will come the Yellow Jackets now with a 2nd and 11. Have to watch number 10. This is where number 10 seems to make the big plays. Michael Lowe or Miklas usually makes big plays here. And this time they're going to hand it off. Nobody's going to run. They're going to throw it down. They got a man wide open. There's Miklas. Miklas going to be hit from behind at the 47-yard line. And Miklas knocked down, and he and Lefew tangled up there, but they're going to get them separated, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the LJ. That is when Miklas seems to be at his best, is when they need a big play. Miklas seems to make it for the Yellow Jackets, and that was a great throw this time by McKinney. We've got 8:11 left to go in the ball game. And up will come the Yellow Jackets. York trailing by 7. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 46-yard line, their own 46. Snap goes back. They'll hand it off up to the middle to Jones. Jones gets through the first line, still on his feet, gets up to about the 44-yard line. That should be good enough for another first down. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They mark it just inside the 45, so didn't give me as much as I thought they had. And now York getting number 30 out. He's limping just a little bit. That is Dawson Threet. Threet didn't want to come out, but they seem limping just a little bit. They want to check him out. As now up will come McKinney. McKinney with a 1st and 10 at the 45. Hands it off, and there goes Jones up the middle. Jones breaks free. Jones still on his feet. Gets about to the 26-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. As now the Yellow Jackets starting to just bulldoze straight ahead. As that was Logan Kelly, I should say. I keep calling him Logan Jones. Logan Kelly on the carry. So Logan Kelly, or Logan Jones, whichever he wants to go by, if that's his alias, we will give him the first down. And it's 1st and 10 by the Yellow Jackets. And I think we've got timeout on the field. Timeout with 7:34 to go. It's York trailing 21-14. Coalfield on top.
Nothing's more fun than enjoying a summer day watching baseball. From the kids in our Little League programs to our local high school and area college teams, show your support. Go to a game and cheer for your team. The whole community benefits. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
When you shop at the big national pharmacy chains, your dollars go to Arkansas, Rhode Island, Illinois, Pennsylvania, or someplace else. But when you shop at MetaThrift Pharmacy, your money stays right here in our community, where it continues to benefit you and yours. There's no corporate board deciding how we treat our customers here at MetaThrift, so we're free to carry on our 70-year tradition of helping neighbors. Because at MetaThrift Pharmacy, we're truly independent.
Well, we've got 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the York 26-yard line as they come straight ahead again. And this time taking it to the right side is I believe that was number 33 again. That was Kelly again on the carry, and he was stacked up after picking up about 5. So the big fullback is starting to get a running back is starting to get some yardage now as he's picking it up late in the ball game. And more importantly, he's running that clock. He's down to 7:11, and York cannot allow another score here. That would we mentioned it earlier. These are big series right here. York needs a stop on this one. As now back up will come McKinney. McKinney takes the snap, hands it off once again to Kelly. Kelly over the right side, and we're getting a big old dose of Kelly right now as he's going to be close to another first down, I believe. And he is. He's going to get the first down right about the, looks like the 15-yard line. So he gets just enough for the first down. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. York needs another big play here. They got a big play on the last possession when Josiah Headings took that one, took it to the house. And it's now a one-possession ball game, but the Yellow Jackets are knocking on the door again. And up will come the Yellow Jackets. They'll get the snap, and guess what? Kelly gets it again. Oh, Kelly is met this time. Oh, he got a great big dose of somebody. Yeah, that's Josiah Headings coming up, and he leveled that Kelly on that one. Logan Kelly's going to not have to eat nothing for a week because he really knocked the taste out of his mouth there because he might as well not eat for a month. As it's going to be back up now with a 2nd down and 9 for the Yellow Jackets. And Josiah Headings, this young man, what a phenom, folks. Wish we'd had him all 4 years. He's a senior for this Dragon team. First year he's played. And now the snap goes back. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and there goes Kelly again. Kelly makes a juke. He spins. He's down. He's in for the touchdown. The Coalfield Yellow Jackets touchdown with 5:47 to go. That was a 16-yard run. A 16-yard run by Kelly. And now the extra point by Withrow. And, they got a hole on the Yellow Jackets, so I swap that one off. That does not count. We'll go back 10 yards, and we'll try it again. That's a big one for the Dragons, and that's a big break for the Dragons with 5:47 to go. That's going to back the Yellow Jackets up, and they're going to have a 2nd and about 16 for the first down. And so that's a big play for York. Pushes it all the way back to the 20-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and about 16 for the Yellow Jackets. York will get Kelly, or McKinney up and that gets the snap, hits right on the ground. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Got a man out there. Touchdown. Wide open was number 10, Michael Lowe, as he caught that one in stride. So make it a 26-yard TD pass. McKinney to Lowe. So McKinney, I guess, couldn't let the Yellow Jackets score unless McKinney had a so McKinney now with his 4th touchdown of the night makes it 27-0. He has been involved in every touchdown. So he has all 4 touchdowns. He's threw 2, ran 2. And now with 5:29 left to go, the Yellow Jackets take a 2-possession lead. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is way high and way good. With 5:29 left to go, it's now 28-14, Yellow Jackets.
Did you know that with gig broadband speeds, that's 1,000 megabits per second? You can download a 2-hour movie in as little as 8 seconds. And what about downloading your top 100 summer playlist? Get your jam on in 3 seconds. Seriously, with gig broadband speeds from Twin Lakes, enjoy your favorite entertainment in just seconds. Sign up or upgrade your broadband package today. Visit one of our 7 local offices or visit us online at twlakes.coop. Not available in all areas.
Well, the Yellow Jackets put a silence on the York crowd. The York crowd was really into it, but now they've kind of died down with 5:29 to go. Yellow Jackets have taken a 2-possession lead now, 28-14 your score. And the Yellow Jackets will kick off. To do the kicking will be Peyton McKinney this time. York could use a great big return on this one. As McKinney will kick it away. McKinney lines it up. They're ready. And the kick, he's going to kick this one on the ground. He's going to take a great big hop up to the up man for the Dragons, and he will try to get some room, and he's going to be knocked down. And on the return, that was number 42 for the Dragons. That is Daedric Phillips. Daedric got the short hop and gets a couple of yards before he's knocked down. York with the football now, and York's got to score and score quickly. They've got to get some points very quickly. They've trailed by 2 possessions now after a big defensive play got them right back in the ball game. We said a moment ago that it was almost it was definitely crucial for York to stop the Yellow Jackets, but they couldn't as they punch it in, take a 2-possession lead. And the Yellow Jackets went for the throat earlier, but York's Josiah Headings made short work of that, taking it back 64 yards. And now the snap quick out. That one's to Lathan Drake. Good catch by Drake. He's got a first down, and then he is going to be gang tackled and pushed back. And come on, refs. No sense in that after they pushed him back 10 yards to drive him in the ground. Let's blow the whistle a little bit quicker. First down for the Dragons, and good catch by Lathan Drake. York got to score and score quickly. We got 5:13 left to go in the ball game. And York trailing it by 2 touchdowns. Up will come the Dragons. York back in the shotgun, or now under center goes Lefevue. Got a man in motion, fakes the handoff. Lefue's going to drop back. He's looking, going to throw it out the middle. Got a man out there. Great catch by the Dragons, as that's going to be another first down. And hauling that one in was Johnson, A.J. Johnson with the catch. 1st and 10 Dragons. They'll mark it, and then the Dragons will have to get up and snap it quickly. A.J. Johnson got the first down, and 4:39 left to go in this ball game. York's in the Yellow Jacket territory. They need 2 scores, though, so it's got to be quickly down the field for York. As York will come up, and we're going to have Lefevue under center. York needing some points. They fake the handoff. This time they'll go over to Drake again. Drake's got some room on the outside. He'll bounce outside. Drake's still fighting. He's going to get the first down, then be shoved out of bounds. So Drake will be shoved out of bounds and then drugged down on the tarmac out there. Come on, ref. You gave us an unsportsmanlike conduct twice for less than that. But either way, it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons, as they're going to be right at the 27-yard line. York needs a quick score and then get the ball back. They got 4:21 left to go in this ball game. And folks, barring overtime, we will hopefully have be able to get a Friday Night Thunder on a little bit later, coming up at 10 o'clock. As Lefevue under center. Lefevue got a man in motion, now drops back. Lefevue being flushed out of the pocket. He's going to go straight ahead. Good job by Lefevue just to get some yardage out of it. Gets up to the 23. And he needs to get up quickly, and they need to get the game ball back in there and get ready to go quickly. We've got 4 minutes left to go exactly, and now York got to get some scoring quickly. As we're down to 3:53, York's needs 2 touchdowns to get back in this ball game. And we have got time clicking away on us. It's not to York's favor here in this point. As now it's going to be handed off to Probst. Probst's going to bang straight ahead. Probst's going to have the first down and more. Keeps moving all the way down to the 13-yard line. The Beast with the first down, and the Dragons will have it 1st and 10. That'll stop the clock until they reset. So York has got to get up quickly and get this snap off quickly. They need some points on the board. It's a first down for the Dragons. They trail at 28-14. And here come the Dragons back up to the line of scrimmage. It's Lefevue under center. Got Cole Cooper in the backfield. Lefevue got a man in motion. Going to hand it off to Rexroad. Rexroad's going to try to get out the left side. Got a man out front. Gets the block. Dives for the end zone. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he was just short. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. So York is going to have a 1st and goal, but it's going to be stopped just short. They need to punch it in here quickly. They can cut this to a 1-possession ball game if they do. As the Dragons now going to try to get up quickly and get the snap off. Lefevue going to try to cut it to a 1-possession game. Lefevue with the football. They've got it right about the 3-yard line, it looks like. And the snap. It's going to be, this time Probst. He's going to dive for the end zone. Does he get there? Touchdown, Dragons! And Ethan Probst, with nothing but determination, punches it into the end zone, and the Dragons have cut this to a 28-20 ball game. It's going to be a crucial extra point here, as York needs the extra point to cut this to a 7-point game. And then we got 3:05 left to go, folks. One of the wildest plays in football getting ready to come up. That's the onside kick here in a minute. We'll see what happens, as now Probst's going to step back and try to make this a 7-point game. And the snap back is low, and Drake will pick it up. He'll throw it toward the end zone, batted away by the Yellow Jackets. The PAT no good with 3:05 to go. It's 28-20 Yellow Jackets.
Wake up to the $3 breakfast from DQ. We're serving up morning classics with a DQ twist, including the $3 chicken and gravy breakfast burrito with a chicken strip, egg, cheese, and pepper gravy. Or try the $3 biscuit sandwich made with a sizzling sausage patty. And of course, there's our $3 biscuits and gravy meal, all served with golden hash browns and a small coffee or drink, all for just $3. So rise and shine and head into your DQ for the $3 breakfast.
Well, folks, I hope you're ready for the wildest play in football. It's going to be onside kick time, as we got 3:05 left to go in the ball game. A one-possession game. York needs a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it up. And the Yellow Jackets, if they can come up with it, they can pretty much run the clock out, as they can just pretty much move it slowly and work the clock out. So this is going to be a huge play here. And the Yellow Jackets are going to get their good hands people up. It's going to be the entire group from Allstate up there, the good hands people, going to be on the front line, and they're going to send one guy back. So we'll see what happens. If York can get it over that first line, though, they might have a shot at it, as Probst's going to kick it, as there's a lot of room behind the front line and nobody behind it. If Probst can get it past that first line, now everybody going to move over. They're going to send over number 9 over here to the left side. And we'll see what Probst does. He's got a chance here. We got 3:05 left to go in the ball game. And Probst going to kick it away. Ethan with 2 touchdowns on the night. Now we'll kick it off, and this one's going to be on the ground. It's going to take a big hop. It gets through the first line, but, coming up with it, number 7 slides under it and catches it. Peyton McKinney, a great job just to slide under it, make sure he caught it right at the 40-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets now a couple of first downs, and this ball game will be over. So the Dragons need to do something very quickly here. And you can bet we're going to get a big old dose of Logan Kelly on this one. I don't see him passing much here. And they haven't thrown the ball much since that interception by Josiah Headings that he took back 64 yards. So we'll see what the Yellow Jackets can do now. They got a 1st and 10 at their own 40, and now all they need to do is just run this clock out. As here they'll come up to the line of scrimmage. You got McKinney back in the shotgun. McKinney waiting on the snap. Now we got a timeout called by the Yellow Jackets. Timeout on the field with 3:05 to go. It's a 28-20 Yellow Jacket lead.
Hey, y'all, is your old ride the pits? Let's roast that beast. Sharice here from Casey's Frontier Chevrolet. I need cars to save my bacon. You could get up to $5,000 more than your old ride is worth. Worried your credit won't make the cut? My For the People credit approval process kicks Boston butt. But hurry, this deal's done when the smoke clears. Visit Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, just 12 miles north of Cookeville on Highway 111, or see all the cars at kcchevy.com, the dealership in the cow pasture.
Well, Coalfield takes the timeout, and Coalfield will come up with a 1st and 10, and they just need to run the clock out. They need to stay in bounds and get maybe a 1st down, and this ball game will be over. But you're going to be ripping and stripping at the ball, so you're going to try to come up with a big play here. As the Yellow Jackets now just trying to run the clock out. If they can get a 1st down, they can pretty much run it out. So it's a big defensive stand by the Dragons. They've got to have a big one here. As the snap rolling is McKinney going to keep it himself. He goes straight ahead. McKinney dives all the way for a first down and more. He gets all the way up to the 43 of York. And the Yellow Jackets are more than content to keep it on the ground as McKinney just gets that one and takes it over the right side and picks up the yardage. But we're going to have, I believe, maybe a penalty. Yep, we got a rag on the field. That's usually in the holding area. We'll see what the call is. And it's a face mask against York, so that's going to tack on even more. And now the Yellow Jackets can pretty much run this clock out. If they can just take their time, run the ball here, they can pretty much run the clock out. York has given them a great game here, though, tonight, trailing by 8. Both teams have had a couple of costly turnovers. York had a costly turnover down in the red zone. So did the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets had a big turnover with that Josiah Headings interception when he took back for the touchdown. And now it's going to be McKinney with a 1st and 10 at about the 26 of York. And they're going to hand it off to Kelly. Kelly dances over the first line and gets knocked down. Picks up about 3. And now the clock, York's biggest opponent, and York's going to call some timeouts now. Timeout called by the Dragons. We got 2.5 minutes left to go on this one, and it's 28-20, Coalfield.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
With the hot days of summer well on the way, sky-high utility bills are sure to follow. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today for your precision tune-up and professional cleaning to help you save energy and dollars. Ready to replace? No problem. We've got you covered with no credit required financing options and hassle-free monthly payments on top-of-the-line Carrier heating and cooling equipment. Carrier, turn to the experts. Beat the heat today. Call Condition Heating and Cooling at 879-5909.
Condition Heating and Cooling.
And we're back here now with Coalfield with the football, 2nd and 8 for the Yellow Jackets. As McKinney gets the snap, he's going to roll it to his left, keep it himself, bounces back inside, spins, goes up into the... Yes, he does. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. 157, and the first score that McKinney has not had a hand in, that is a Logan Kelly 12-yard run. So Logan Kelly with a 12-yard run, and now it's 34-20, and that's going to do it for this one as we see the crowd starting to file out across the way. What a great ball game, though. York did not give up, and that's one thing that really is the one thing you say about the Dragons. They did not give up tonight. Regardless of what happens the rest of the way out, they did not give up as the extra point by Withrow is up and that wasn't pretty, and it was no good. So no PAT. So it is still a 14-point ball game with 1:57 left to go here in the ball game. It's now 34-20 Yellow Jackets.
Dr. William Allen at Jamestown Family Chiropractic knows that going back to school can be an exciting time, but can also be a stressful time for teachers, parents, and athletes. So for that neck and back tension or just a routine adjustment, Jamestown Family Chiropractic can help you get the relief you need and help you start the school year off right. That's Jamestown Family Chiropractic, here for your spinal health and well-being. Call them at 879-8931.
Well, we have got a total of 1:57 left to go in the ball game. York going to get the football back, trailing by 2 touchdowns now. Could really use a great big return here. And York really what the The only thing York has that could possibly still keep this game alive would be a quick score and then try to get that onside kick again. But we'll see what they do here. As York, as we said, would love to get a quick return. If they get a big return and get a touchdown maybe on the return, they might have a shot at it again. But right now with 14-point lead and just under 2 minutes to go, the Yellow Jackets of Coalfield look like they're going to go 2-0 on this young season, while the Dragons are going to go 1-1. Kicking off is going to be big number 54 this time. That is Johnny Carroll, the offensive tackle. And Carroll drives this one way down. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line. Now a fake, a reverse, and coming out the right side is going to be Johnson. And Johnson's going to be drugged down and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Johnson faked the handoff to Miller going back the other way and kept it himself, but he was drugged down. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons at the 33. And the Dragons, the only chance they've got is to score very quickly. They've got to score very, very quickly and get an onside kick, or this ball game is going to be over. And we're at the 9:30 mark, so this ball game has drug a little bit. A lot of scoring in it, and some great play by both teams. Looking really good here in this ball game. So now it will be York with the football, and the Lefeview now comes up at the own 34-yard line. He rolls out. Look out. He's going to get the throw out, and there's wide open. Lathan Drake. Drake's going to make a move, and he's going to be knocked down after getting the first down, pick up a 14. So Lathan Drake with the reception. Great throw by Lefeview. And the Dragons have a first down, but they've got still a long way to go. And they need 2 touchdowns to get back in this ball game. 1:43 left to go. And York with an opportunity here. As Probst comes off, they'll get in more receivers. As up will come the Dragons. It'll be this time rolling out is Lefeview. Lefview's going to throw it. Just gets it away, and good catch there by number 18, Threet, but that only got him about 4 yards. So Threet gets the 4 yards, but the clock's going to continue to run, and we've got 74 seconds left to go in this one, and now the official's bobbling the ball around and going to take a couple more seconds off, but here come the Dragons. York's got to score quickly. That's their only hope at this point. We're down to a minute left to go, and they're going to fake the handoff to the running back, and now the throw out there, it's going to be to Drake, and Drake's going to have another first down. And, well, they parked it back. They knocked it back to where they pushed Drake out of bounds, but he caught the ball at the 40 and was knocked back. That's a terrible spot by the official. Oh, that's a bad spot. That's about a 2-yard off spot. And he goes out of bounds. So with 52.4 seconds, in for York will come number 36. And that is Ethan Probst back in. Probst's going to come back in. And we got 52.4 seconds to go. They say that he went out of bounds there, but he was not pushed back out of bounds. He actually caught the ball about the 40, so that cost the Dragons. As now the snap, they're going to roll it out, rolling. Lefeview gets away from one, gets away from another. Lefeview running like crazy now, going to try to get that first down. Lefeview still on his feet, and he's going to push down, and he's going to be right at the first down marker, and I think he's got it. If they mark this one where he went out, it should be right at the first down marker. And it took down to 42.4 seconds. And are they going to say it's 4th down? Man, guys, when you mark this ball, you're supposed to walk straight. I'm going to check these guys' blood sugar. And now they're going to say it's a first down. The first official said he got farther than the guy that marked it. The guy that marked the ball missed that one by a good half yard. Don't let him drive home, guys. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons with 42.4 seconds to play. York not giving up. Great just hustle and great broken play work by Lefeview on that one. And now the snap. They roll back. Left you. Going to air one out. He's got a man out there, and Murdoch and Mo is picked off at the last second, taken away by number 7, and he will run around and then fall down at the 16-yard line. It looked like Murdoch had that one as Andrew Murdoch was out there, but coming back and making a heck of a play was the quarterback, McKinney. Or not the quarterback, but the wide receiver, Peyton McKinney. He come back and made a great snatch on that one, and that's going to do it as time's going to run down now. And I don't think York may get or they may even have to run another play. Murdoch had a great run on it and looked like he was there for the pass, but coming up was McKinney making a great play at the last minute. Now we got penalty on the play. And we got personal foul against York. And I'm not sure what that was, but either way, that's really neither here nor there as the Dragons going to fall by a final of 34-20. And York are going to go to 1-1 on the season, but a great effort by the Dragons. They just come up a little bit short here tonight as McKinney will come up. He will take the snap and take the knee, and that should be your ball game. The York Dragons are going to fall to 1-1. They travel to Region foe Grundy County on Friday night. That's going to be a big one as the Dragons open up the region season next Friday night at Grundy County, and that one gets underway at 7 p.m. That is a long drive, folks, so be sure to join us down there if you can. Catch us here on WDEB. But the York Dragons going to lose it here tonight. Tough one for them as they fall by a final of 34-20. The Dragons fall to Coalfield here tonight. Well, we're going to take a timeout, and then we'll be back with the Progressive postgame show coming up here in just a few minutes.
Speed limit 55. Right turn only. Exit here. With some signs, it's clear what you're supposed to do. But heart attack warning signs aren't always this obvious. They can feel like arm pain, nausea, dizziness, shortness of breath, fatigue. If you experience the warning signs, call 911. And know that at Tenova Healthcare, we're here to help when you need us.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
As a former educator and now your county executive, J. Michael Cross is a proud sponsor of the York and Clark Range sports programs. His passion for the betterment of Fentress County, his vision and determination are all evident in his life. He has plans to see the people of Fentress County prosper by making wise use of every available resource. And J. Michael Cross has the wisdom to keep his ear tuned to the needs of the people.
With the hot days of summer well on the way, sky-high utility bills are sure to follow. Call Condition Heating and Cooling today for your precision tune-up and professional cleaning to help you save energy and dollars. Ready to replace? No problem. We've got you covered with no credit required financing options and hassle-free monthly payments on top-of-the-line Carrier heating and cooling equipment. Carrier, turn to the experts. Beat the heat today. Call Condition Heating and Cooling at 879-5909.
Condition Heating and Cooling.
It's time to get out and support our local teams. Hall Family Pharmacy has all the gear you need to cheer on your favorite team. Our Jamestown store has the purple and yellow for York, and our Clark Range store is stocked up with the blue and gold for Clark Range. Oh yeah, there's plenty of orange from Volunteer Traditions and Give Her 6 at both locations to cheer on the Vols. We are proud of our sports families at each school. It's fun and healthy to take pride in our state and our community, and we have all the equipment you need to look good and have a good time. Hall Family Pharmacy. Our family, your health.
Nothing's more fun than enjoying a summer day watching baseball. From the kids in our Little League programs to our local high school and area college teams, show your support. Go to a game and cheer for your team. The whole community benefits. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
And back here for the Progressive post-game show where the York Dragons fall to 1-1 on the season. They lose to Coalfield tonight by a final of 34-20. A tough night for the Dragons as they come up short against Coalfield, but a valiant effort as they really just could not come up with the win, but they did give a valiant effort to say the very least. And York taking a look at their grand total. They had 35 attempts for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. In receiving, they had a grand total of 8 for 90 yards, no touchdowns on the night. So a tough loss for the Dragons as they fall to Coalfield tonight. Welcome to the Progressive postgame show. Don't go away. We'll talk with Coach Derwin Wright in a few minutes. We'll also take a look ahead, and we'll look back at this game, all coming up on the Progressive postgame show.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Back here on the Progressive postgame show as the Dragons fall here tonight, but a tough game for the Dragons. They saw the Yellow Jackets get on the scoreboard with 2:50 to go in the first quarter. It was a 14-yard McKinney to Miklas pass. The extra point was good. Then 2:29 to go in the first half. It was a McKinney 6-yard run. The PAT was good, and it was 14-0 at halftime. York come out in the second half, got a 1-yard run from Ethan Probst. That cut it to a one-possession game. Then McKinney with a 6-yard run with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter made it a 2-possession game, and it was 21-6 at that point. Then a 26-yard TD pass from McKinney to Lowe. The extra point was good. Probst then got a 3-yard run, and we had a 64-yard interception by Josiah Heading, and that cut it to a one-possession game, so a great play by Heading. And then Logan with a 12-yard run ended the game as the Dragons come up short on a 34-20 score. York falling to a very good Coalfield team here tonight. Now, next up for York will be on this coming next Friday night when the Dragons will be on the road for their first road game, their first region game of the season, as the Dragons take on Grundy County coming up on Friday night. Now, joining me now, Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, what can you say? Your guys they never gave up. They got behind early but never gave up.
Yeah, we got ourselves behind this 7-0 ball game. We're driving. We run a counter and just mishandled the handoff, and I felt like we were on a drive to go in right there and make it a 7-7 ball game. But we knew this quarterback was good, and he is. He's an excellent football player, and I think honestly I messed up trying to do a little bit too much. I'll take that one. I think if we just simplified the game plan a little bit, we would have been a little better off. But I'm proud of our kids. They got down 14, came out in third quarter, set the tone, drove it right down the field, put in a score, and right back in the ball game. Got down again, got right back in the ball game. Was kicking an extra point to have it 28-21. Missed it, and we had our opportunities, but two crucial turnovers and one busted coverage where we just got confused, trying to be a little bit too fancy. But proud of our kids, kept fighting. This team, we clean up some dumb penalties and a couple of turnovers. This is possibly a team that could win out, but we've got to quit doing silly things.
Coach, what can you say about Josiah Headings? I mean, he comes up with 2 huge plays in this ball game.
2 huge. Josiah's a guy that, he don't go but one speed, and that's wide open. And when you do that, things, contact is, he just loves it. And he's a football player, and we've got some other guys that are football. We've got 7 or 8 guys that are football players, but when we got down, he turned his game up, and real proud of him tonight.
Coach, you got Grundy County. You open up your region season coming up on Friday night. That's a long road game, and it's the first one of the season. Now, Grundy County picked to finish last in the district, but that means nothing. As preseason.
No, it means preseason means nothing. It's just like, I want to say something about Landry Leffy tonight. He's getting his second start at quarterback and, puts together some really great drives, makes some great throws. 2-minute offense, we're moving down the field. He's making good decisions. We throw the backside post on the last play there, and, the receiver just couldn't get his feet right to high point the football, but it was a throw on the money, and, he led our 2-minute offense good. But, you bringing Grundy County up, it's like I told our guys, we worked hard this week to get prepared. Of course, Fire Week never helps you. A lot of distractions. And, we just got to go back and do what we do and get better and sharper at it. I think our offensive line started the game. This team had been showing 50, and they come out in a 40 look, and we went crazy for, a half or actually about a quarter and a half of the second quarter, and got ourselves down 14-0. But once we got it cleaned up, we started moving the ball again, and just can't have turnovers and can't have over 100 yards in penalties or more.
What do you got? What do you know about the Yellow Jackets as far as their personnel?
Not a lot. We really don't have any film on them yet, but I know they've got some coaching changes down there, and Chad Barter, who used to be at Cannon County and then Sequatchie County, he's joined that staff, and he's a good football coach. So it'd be interesting to see what they're doing.
Coach, how big would it be, though, to start this season 1-0 in the region and pick up that win on the road?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. It's a game that we need, and then we got an open week, and Smith County's got an open week, and then we're playing Smith County, and they're obviously, I know they're a senior-laden team. I think they got 17 seniors. They took some lumps last year, but they've grown up, and they've got, like I said, they've got a senior-laden team, and they went to Macon County, like the first Friday night, and put one on Macon County, who everybody was thinking Macon County was going to be really, really good. So, the Grundy County game is one we need, and we need to get back on track and feel good about ourselves. But again, I want to say I was proud of the guys tonight. They never quit fighting, and made it an interesting game. And I just, like I said, I feel like we tried to do too much, and I didn't have them prepared.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us. Tough loss here tonight, but best of luck as you head to Grundy County.
Thank you, Gary.
And that was Coach Derwin Wright. That's going to wrap it up for us from here. For 15-104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.